up, dude? It's the word. You see the title. I'm gonna talk about it. But first, do me a favor. Hit that like, and if you're new, hit that subscribe. It's free to you, but it means a lot to me. Let me apologize. I had the time set, and I was putting my kids to sleep, and the Sandman hit me too. You know how that go when you get a baby. You get into sleep when you can. But I wanted to build on this topic. 'Cause I think it's dope. You know, I like to share my opinion and talk about things that I utilize to help me in my growth. What up, Cherokee? Appreciate you, bro. And one of those things is confidence. And I believe confidence is a life hack because with it, you can utilize it a lot of different ways. It translates into different portions of your life, but overall, if you have overall confidence about yourself, I just feel like it's very few things that can shake you. You know, so I use it as a life hack. So I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk about having too much of something can be bad, and having too little of it can also be bad. But having a good balance of it, and that's with anything in life. But I want to talk about the importance of that. What up, Perk? Appreciate you, sis. Um, but yeah, confidence. I just want to give you a understanding of how I look at confidence. We all look at things differently, and the way I look at things helps me utilize it. So, I don't believe in being overconfident. I believe once you become overconfident, it turns into something else. You can call it cockiness, you can call it arrogance. I just want to say that because if I say I don't believe in overconfidence, I don't want to derail the conversation. I just want to give you my understanding of it. I do understand the concept of overconfident, but in my book, once you overdo it, it becomes something else. So, how's confidence a life hack, right? Um, so, let's just talk about if you have total confidence in yourself, um, what that look like. Me having confidence in myself is me not being able or not letting other people define who I am, not letting people get me too high on my horse and not letting people um, get me too low. Sometimes you'll have people in your life that hype you up or gas you up, and you'll put yourself in situations that if that wouldn't happen, you wouldn't do it. We all been in situations or observed situations where people get gassed up, and maybe it was a confrontation with somebody that normally they probably would have walked away, but since they had that cheerleader there, they got into something that they probably wouldn't have got into. So having confidence in myself helps me understand. No, don't let nobody put no battery in your back, and then not letting people talk me down. People words. A lot of times, words can't have an effect. But me being confident in myself, me knowing who I am, a lot of times when people say stuff to me, it don't bother me because, like I said, I know me better than anybody know me. So, um, but I see a lot of times when people don't have confidence in themselves and people say something to them, then things go from 0 to 100 real quick. And that ain't no knock against nobody or how people view life, but I'm just saying how it worked for me. A lot of times, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say people can't say stuff to me and it won't rub me the wrong way. What I'm saying is I'm aware of it. You know, when people talking, first thing I think about if someone saying something negative is, what's their motivation? What's their intentions? And once I see, they doing it to get me unrattled, I'm able to see that and maneuver, a lot of times around that. And then like I said, a lot of times people will gas you up, put a battery in your back. What they say, stroke your ego. And if you don't know how that look, that can influence you to do things you wouldn't normally do, put you in bad situations. So that's one way I use confidence. And then another way I use confidence is, like I said, I don't let not even a situation define me. Me being confident is me going into situations understanding that I'm prepared a lot of times, you know. And what that look like is um, just me generally, you know. I can be humble because I'm confident in my preparation. You know, I train my body along with my mind. So um, the way I look at things, like I don't fear much, you know, because I'm confident that I'm prepared. Let's say you can't be prepared for everything. You can't. But knowing that I have the ability to adapt because I train my body and my mind still gives me the confidence to not run away from things, but to engage. If it's a new life situation, it helps you, me anyway, it helps me when change occurs. I'm able um, to go through it without being afraid of it. A lot of people are afraid of change and like to stay comfortable. Change is my best friend, you know, because I have the confidence that I can adapt to any ability. You know, but that comes with preparation. That's what gives me that confidence. You know, not only training your body but your mind. You know, that gives you the ability when things do happen, you ain't shook or scared. You know, a lot of times people won't even switch jobs because they're comfortable. They know the ins and outs of what they're doing now, and they don't want to, you know, try nothing new because they're afraid of that change. But if you're confident in yourself, you understand you'll be able to adapt to any change that comes because that's what life does. Life changes all the time. One minute, with me, you know, growing up, you know, one minute you got people there, next minute they gone. People you depend on, people you care about, and that's change that we all go through. You know, we all here for a limited time, and I had to learn how to adjust because I grew up around a lot of older people. So when I started seeing my OGs go down, even friends, you know, that change was impactful. You know, but I had to learn to adapt. You know, everything in life change. We get a president every 4 years, so we know how that changes. And with the presidents, the way the nation goes generally changes, and we got to adapt. So we do it on the micro level, but when it comes to changes personally that happen on the macro level, it's hard for a lot of us to adjust, and that's because you know I think what builds confidence is preparation. Is and what preparation looks like to me is getting yourself ready. You know, if it's for school, you study. You know, when you go do the test, now you have confidence. If it's sports, you train. So now when game day comes, now you have the confidence. You know, a lot of the information I studied, religion, history, etymology, it gives me the confidence when I used to go into debates. You know, and the experience too. That's why I say you can't be afraid of change. Change brings the opportunity to experience something new. And with those new experiences, confidence builds. You know, confidence gives you the ability to look at something as a failure as an opportunity to learn. You know, if you don't accomplish something, a lot of times that can break someone's confidence. But a confident person understands failure is just the opportunity to learn. Gives you opportunity to get clarity. You have to see what works before you truly understand. Before you truly understand what works, you got to see what don't work. So that's what confidence does for me. So even like I said, having too much of something can be a bad thing. And I don't think you can have too much confidence. and just my personal belief. Overconfident that's something totally new. It's something that's different. That's cockiness. That's ego driven. But just for conversation purposes, too much confidence can be bad. It's like I said, it can put you in a position where you'll make the wrong move, and even over preparation of one thing. I think it's important to have a balance of everything. Having a balance brings humility. You understand what you're capable of and what you can't. You do take risks, but you'll take calculated risk where the reward is greater than um, the lesson. I'm not gonna say failure. You know, when you understand balance, you understand um, how and when to push yourself. Sometimes you have to push yourself to break those limits and barriers, but you don't want to push yourself to the point where you go over a cliff. You know, um, and even like when I think of like even training my body, the balance with my training my body is training my mind also because one, if you overdo one, you tend to overcompensate. You see people who might have a physique that's intimidating, you know, big muscles. First thing they do is try to impose their strength on you because they can't have intellectual conversations because they've been training their body too much. Never trained their mind. And then you see vice versa. People get weak bodies, so they overcompensate with their mind. Having a balance gives you harmony. That's what balance is. It creates a form of harmony. So me training my body and my mind, I don't try to impose my will with neither one of them. I don't need to. I think balance brings confidence. These things can tie into each other. It's not about. It's always about how things are used. Anything can be used for good or bad. Like I tell people, I use ignorance. When it comes to failing, that's when I use ignorance. I'm ignorant to failing. Instead of failing, I just figure it out. I don't like giving up and I don't like quitting. I became ignorant to it over the years. So that's what I'm saying. It's how you use things. I'm not going to be ignorant to something that can potentially cost me my life. Even dealing with people, I'm not ignorant to the point where if I value a friendship, I'm not going to be ignorant to the fact that I can lose this friend off in actions or words. So a lot of times when I deal with people, it's social intelligence, understanding who you're dealing with, the audience, how to communicate with them. I think that's finding balance in that. You got to have some form of harmony or humility. So I think, oh, I'm sorry, Perp, I didn't even see you. I love to one day try overconfidence for once instead of crippling low confidence. And you can. Like I said, it's established through practice and just believing in yourself. But to believe in yourself, a lot of times we got to build ourselves up. I had to do that. Confidence is not something that some people are born with it. I've seen, like my son, um, and I don't want to take that away from him. So when he try to do stuff, I encourage him a lot. And when he can't get it, I still encourage him to try it. So confidence, but confidence is something that you gain over time. Like I said, by preparation, um, and you can use it if you have it in one area of your life. You can utilize it and drag it to another area. That's what I do with a lot of things. So if you're confident in cooking, look at what makes you confident in cooking and start using those methods in other ways of life. Well, I'm confident because I've been doing this for a long time. I've been practicing. When I do it, I take my time. I'm patient with it. Use those aspects in other parts of your life, and you'll see growth in that portion too. Like, I wasn't the best basketball player when I moved up to Michigan. We played baseball and football in Pennsylvania, but I was good at baseball and football, so I just applied the same principles. I just practiced hard. I learned what I needed to do in each position or how each position worked. I need to know mechanics. I need to know how things work for me to apply it properly. So, I just studied it. And the more I studied, the more confident I got. The more I practiced it, the more confident I got. The more opportunities that I got, I took them to get the experience, you know. So, like, even with this YouTube thing, like I said, if I came on here in a manner of with different intentions, I say it like that, it'd be a lot easier for me to do it. But I'm the way I'm doing it, the way I'm going about it, I'm literally um, expressing my intention. I'm sharing. I'm not teaching. I'm not coming on here to battle nobody. I'm not doing none of that. I'm literally coming on here to share information. It's a little different because, like I said, I want my attentions to be seen as I'm doing what I do. And not saying I don't do that in my everyday life, but it's different because you're dealing with a lot of different people. So if I'm dealing with somebody one on one, I can clearly show my intentions. But when you're dealing with an audience and you don't really know who in the audience, that's why I'm careful with my words and uh, I explain exactly what I mean all the time. So the more I do it, the more confident I get. So as the experience, the time that I do it, you get better. Practice makes perfect. So the portions of your life where you don't feel confident, you also got to look at portions of your life where you do feel confident. And why do you feel confident? Because I'm well versed in that area. Okay, well, apply the same principles to different parts. If it's communicating with people, um, apply those same principles. Have patience. Do it more often. The more we do things, the more easier they become. Um, and unfortunately, in life, we get opportunities sometimes that we're not ready for. But you still got to take it because of the experience. Anytime you get a chance to experience something, do it. Because, like I said, you either go succeed or you go learn. You have to have the confidence in yourself that even if I don't succeed or accomplish things the way I think I should, I'm going to take something from it. I'm going to learn something from it. I'm going to get experience from it. So that's why I relish opportunities. I don't be trying to sound, honestly, I don't try to sound logical. It's just the way I look at life. Um, I think life is so simple that we complicate it. A lot of times people try to make things so philosophical. It has to have a deeper meaning when a lot of life is surface level. We make it complicated. Like if you look at like the animal kingdom, life is simple for them. You look at the insect kingdom, life is simple for them. They don't overcomplicate it. But we as humans, I guess that's one of the things we do. We overcomplicate things. Like if you don't like something, just stay away from it. It's like if you don't like people, stay away from them. You know, if you don't like, see instead of when we see things we don't like, just not indulging in it, we want to change it because we don't like it and we're uncomfortable with it. So we either want it gone or we want it to conform to what we think it should be. That's what happens. And like we overcomplicate things. So I think life is really simple, but we overcomplicate it. And yeah, I don't be trying to sound logical. I try to keep one of the things I learned when I was doing life insurance. My broker had this thing. It was called KISS. It was keep it simple, stupid. Well, keep it simple, stupid. So when we go out talking to clients, instead of trying to oversell something, just keep it simple. Just tell them what it is. Show them what it is. If they like it, they buy it. If they don't, then we move forward. We go to the next person. But you don't have to overstress yourself. You know, my real estate broker told me, don't chase the money. Let the money chase you. You know, and what he meant by that is this: um, every question, everything, even the learning is good, logical, simple. Yeah, yeah. I learned how to make things simple. I say it like that. That's what learning. Um, that's what understanding is to me. Is learning something to simplify it. That's how I look at learning. But yeah, but he said let the money chase you. A lot of times, we say we want money, right? Well, why do you? This is what I'm saying. This is think about the. This is us. This is how we overcomplicate things. We think we need money for everything, right? And this is what he was telling me about. Let the money chase you, and you don't chase the money. We focus on the money for things, right? And we think once we get the money, then we can focus on the thing that we want the money for, instead of just simply focusing on the thing. So what I mean by that, like if you want a new car, right? And you say, well, I got to work to get this new car. That's true. It's true. You got to work. That's how you get money. But then you start focusing on the money instead of the car. And opportunities can arise to open up different paths for you to get that car. If it's money, if it's someone willing to give it to you, you never know. That's how the universe works, and that's how God works. Um, but you chasing the money, and then as soon as you get close to the amount of money you need to get the car, something else happened, then you got to use the money for this because you was focused on the money. The way manifestation works is it opens paths for you to get things that you desire. If you ask God for a new wife, right? If you ask the universe for a new wife, and you ask some specific traits, right? I want her to be loving, kind, and understanding. And God give you a woman that's loving, kind, and understanding, but she don't look the way you think she should look. If you ain't open to what you ask for, and you looking for outside things, that woman passes you up a lot. That's what happened with me. I was open when I found my wife. Because, like I said, I never honestly thought to date outside, let alone marry someone outside my race. But she was exactly what I asked for. So instead of focusing on the superficial things, and that's just my opinion. Like every time we think about money, it's for something. We don't focus on the goal. So if it's a new house, like I said, if you want a new house and you think I got to work for it, a relative might pass away and give you the house. And if you ain't open to it, you ain't gonna look at it that way. A lot of times, like I said, we got to stop focusing on the money. The money is the means to the end. I wanted money at one point to be comfortable, and I thought I had to work for it. Well, then you understand what residuals is. I get a check cut every year for work I did 2 years ago. And that, so that came in a different way. But that opportunity came with me selling life insurance. If I was never open to that, I would never have a residual income that I don't have to work for no more. As long as people keep their policy, I'm getting this check for the rest of my life. I wouldn't have been open to that opportunity if I was chasing the money. I just wanted to be comfortable. So now I'm looking for more ways to be comfortable. Now I'm understanding that money is not the goal, but one of the solutions. I apologize. I'm a little tired, so I'm not putting things in a sense that I'm trying to. But yeah, we focus too much on what we don't have, and don't appreciate what we do have. And what we do have is opportunities, and with those opportunities come different paths and different avenues. Like you might want a new car, like I said, and you got a mediocre job, and because you have a desire for a new car, a better job might present itself. But you might be comfortable thinking, I got to work and get this money. I don't want to change jobs. But this job offering probably another 15, 20,000 a year that you need. But you don't want to be uncomfortable for it. But that's what you asked for. You asked for a new car and the opportunity presented itself for you to obtain that. We have to be open to these opportunities that we receive because these are gifts. A lot of times, these opportunities become gifts. Like, when I started in the hospital, I was a transporter. And, like, I'm going to be 100 with you. Um, when I got the anesthesia assistant position, it wasn't because of my education and it wasn't because of me. It was because my mom developed relationships in the hospital. And I got an opportunity. And when I got the opportunity, I ran with it. Was it scary? Yeah. Did I have to do a whole bunch of extra stuff after I got the job? Yeah. But it was an opportunity for me to move up. So I ran with it, And like I said, um, shout out to the OG. It was the work that she put in. But once they seen my work ethic, it was like, yeah, we made the right choice, but it was the opportunity. And I could have ran from it because not having a background in medical, and I was an adult at the time, I was 24, 25, not having a background there and going into, I'm working with people who keep people breathing, is high stress. Um, it's a high stress job, you see people hurt babies, adults, in the position that you put in, so it can be stressful. But I took the opportunity, and with that opportunity came an abundance more of opportunities. The people that I met, the relationships that I created, the bonds that I made over the years. Even now, I'm still reaping the rewards from a lot of that experience, from that opportunity that I took. Like I said, with just the relationships, the connections that I made, I'm still reaping the rewards from that. But if I wasn't confident in myself, I wouldn't have took it. Even when I left there, when I left there, I was comfortable. I had a comfortable life. It was good pay. The benefits was crazy, and not only the benefits, like I said, what it gave me access to. Um, I had access. Like I said, I created a comfortable life. But when things start going in a way where I couldn't grow, I had enough confidence in myself to leave a steady paycheck and gamble on myself because real estate, you don't get a check unless you close the deal. It was 100% commission. So I had to have the confidence in myself to even do that because I had bills. I had bills to pay. I had um every month I had different bills to pay. And I'm not even gonna tell you at that time what they added up to, but when you start off in real estate, you in the hole. You got to pay for brokers fees, license fees, association fees, MLS fees. There's a lot of different fees. You coming out of money before you got the opportunity to make money. So, I had to have the confidence in myself to know that the effort that I put into this, I'm gonna get rewarded for it. And I had to go out there and execute. A lot of people started and get their license and see how hard it is because it's all commission based. So you gambling. Even with life insurance, same thing. You don't get paid until you close. When you close, you get a paycheck. Once they sign the contract and pay their first month's life insurance, then you get a paycheck. But until then, you don't get paid. And there's a lot of people who run from opportunities like that because they're uncomfortable. They probably worked a 9 to 5 their whole life and used to a steady check. No matter if you put effort into it or not, you're getting a check every 2 weeks. That you can become comfortable to that. I did. And the idea of not getting a check if you don't close, if you got responsibility and bills, that can be scary. But if you got confidence in yourself, I mean, when I started real estate, I used to leave the house at 7:30 in the morning and wouldn't come home to probably 1 o'clock, doing paperwork, viewing, showing houses, talking to clients. I wouldn't come in the house till 1 o'clock. When I first started off, it was hectic. And once I got a roll of it, I used to work 2-3 days a week. I went working from 9 to 5 to working 2 or 3 days a week. And the rest of the week, I'm chilling. Same thing with life insurance. Once I got the roll of it, I was working 2-3 days a week. Yeah, I was able to create my own hours. I became my own boss. But that's through hard work and dedication. And that's something I was willing to do. What up, 22? But that's having confidence in yourself, and that confidence is to have experience, to have knowledge, to be prepared. There's a lot of things that go into being confident, that builds confidence. We got to build ourselves up. Just like, it takes time to tear things down. It takes time to build things up. And a lot of us experience life and we've been tore down. So we got to start building ourselves up. And that's why I like having these conversations, because these are tools that we can all use, because there's certain things I'm still building my confidence up in. Being a father is new to me. I always dated women with kids, and I helped raise the youngest in my family, but I ain't never been a father. That's something tough. People used to always say that, right? They'd be like, man, you don't know what it is, bro. You ain't no dad. And I'd be like, man, I done raised, my sister. I done had a hand in a lot of other people, helping raise their kids. And they was right. Totally different, So it's things that I'm building up to, having confidence in, especially, with my vision. So it is a process, but it's something that we constantly work at because things constantly change. So just being aware, knowing that life is, every day we get an opportunity to live life. Every day our eyes open and we take that breath. And it's a new day. It's another day we have on building on ourselves. And that's why I preach. Use this time for yourself, because that's one thing we don't get a lot of is time. And a lot of times we can get distracted and put time into things that don't benefit us. The older I get, the more I realize that, and the more I realize why older people used to always tell me like different things was a waste of my time. Like the things you care about now, you won't care about 10 years from now. And that's true. Even now, the things I care about now, 10 years from now, it'll be a whole different set of things that's important to me. So just pay attention on how you utilize your time, what you put in time into. Me personally, I live by, if it's not making me better, it's making me worse. So I try to indulge in things that make me a better person. Focus on that. I try to put the people around me. Why be around people who subtract from you? I'd rather be around people who add to me. I'd rather be around good-hearted people, intellectual people who challenge me. I don't look. This is the thing about me. I love being challenged. In a sense where you're making me think. I'm not. I'm humble enough to know I don't know everything. I'm humble enough to admit that, to say that I don't know everything. And that's why I come on here, not to just share what I know, but to get information from other people in the chat. If I open a panel, So when people challenge me, I look at it one or two ways. Either I'm gonna grow from it, or I'm gonna learn how people try to BS you. It's only two things that's gonna happen. Like if I challenge an idea of someone, I'm doing it in a sense for clarity, and understanding. I'm not doing it to tear people down. Me personally, that's just me. I'm not saying that stuff ain't done like that because people do. People go at people or challenge people to tear them down. I ain't got no time for that. So I don't do it. I just don't do things that's not beneficial to me. And a lot of things that benefits me, um, in my opinion, the things that benefit me, it also benefits things around me. So even if I'm on here, these conversations that I'm having, like my day one perp, a lot of these conversations, she'll tell me like, I got something from that, but I'm getting something from it too because not only do I get to speak on it, but people in the chat, people hit the panel, and they express their perception. And a lot of times I get clarity. I'm able to define my thoughts by listening to theirs. So if someone challenges you, what you said, a lot of time, um, just just listen to them because a lot of times you may not be explaining it in a way that they can understand, and by them questioning you, you can learn how to clarify your idea even better. Like I said, everything presents opportunities. It's how you take it. I try to detach myself. Eve, shout out to sis Eve James. She said something earlier. Oh, yes, a couple days ago. Because I said I don't use empathy or sympathy, right? We was having a discussion. And when I said it, it was, I didn't clarify or say it in a sense um, the way I meant it. I just said it. And she was like, well, you need it because of family. And I'm like, you're right. I do use it. I use empathy and sympathy when it comes to my family. But when it comes to interacting with people, a lot of times I don't use it. And this is why, because it involves emotions. And when you emotionally attach yourself to something, sometimes you can't properly analyze it. So if I'm trying to help someone, I can't be emotionally attached because I won't be able to see certain things because the emotions cloud your judgment of how you look at things. That's what emotions do. So if I'm actively trying to help solve a problem, I have to take my emotions out. And I didn't clarify it like that. But when I'm at home, I have to be emotional because if I turn my emotions off, I got kids and a wife, they'll feel that. That'll affect them. So I had to learn how to use my emotions like a light switch. So when it comes to problem solving, I turn them off. I analyze the situation. When it comes to interacting with family and friends, people who I feel deserve my emotions, I turn it on. And that's how I operate with it. Um, yeah, thanks for saying putting Eve's Rich. What up, brother? Appreciate you coming through, Rich. Appreciate you, bro. But yeah, so that's how I use emotions. I try to utilize things. I try to, like I said, I try to simplify things. It's hard to problem solve and analyze things when emotions are involved because what happens, we get emotionally attached to things and we react off emotions and won't respond off of thought. So a lot of times when I have problems, I just shut my emotions off. And it took time and practice and understanding, but awareness is one of the tools that I use. I am aware. I have become aware of myself. I have become aware of things around me, and with that awareness, I'm able to simplify things. And the reason I say that because I just simply see things for what they are. If someone is attacking me, I can understand that, they're attacking me. And I have awareness to understand if it's a battle that I should engage in or I should not. Is it beneficial? And how is it beneficial? I'm able to analyze things. But emotionally, if someone says something to me and then I react, that's why they did it in the first place, right? A lot of times, especially if we just speak on this app, a lot of times people attack you so you can attack them back. People gaslight you so they can have an excuse for doing what they want to do. And understanding that, why indulge in that? Why roll in the mud if you ain't got to? Is it gonna benefit you going back and forth with somebody? If it is, then do your thing. It might be your thing. Like me, that's not my thing. I don't come on here to roast. I don't come on here to go back and forth with people. So that's not my thing. But if that is your thing, then do it. But what I'm saying, if it's not, stay focused on what you got to do, because um, when you are focused on something, and if you're religious or spiritual, you'll understand. The closer you get to your goal, like I said, if you're religious, that's when the devil come out and play. The devil come out and try to distract you. And if you're spiritual, you understand. The closer you get, the more opportunities of clarity you get. So, negative things will come the closer you get to your goal. And if you're aware that when it arises, you understand this is just something that's giving me an opportunity to define what I want. But if you're not aware of it, what happens is, you fall into that, oh, here we go again. Or I used to even say this, I take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. No, it's not a step back. It's an opportunity to take a larger step forward. It's all about how we look at things, and it takes time. I'm still redefining these things. I'm telling you, I'm still getting deeper understandings of it, of the opportunities that life gives. In the Bible, it say God gives us trials and tribulations, to show our faith. What's faith without practicing it, without putting it to the test? How do you grow faith without something testing it? You can't grow it. In school, we go to the next level. That's the goal. But we have to take tests. And those tests are usually things that we learn over the whole year. And then they test to make sure we're ready to go to that's what these obstacles in life are to it. They just simply test. But what up, Uncle L? But this is where the confidence comes in, right? Because with these tests, the older we get, the harder they become. But the confidence gives us the awareness that, okay, this is just preparing me for the next level. This is just preparing me for the next level. And even if we fail that test, instead of looking at failure with that confidence, okay, I learned this don't work, so I'm going to try it this way now. Like I said, it's all about how you use stuff. I use ignorance. I use it. It's a good tool. You just got to understand how to use it. And I'm not saying just go out in life and become ignorant. I'm saying when it comes to failure, become ignorant to it. Become ignorant to it. Because if you have a desire, if you have a will to accomplish something, you'll find a way. As long as you have confidence and ignorance. It was Mark Twain that said, I'm going to bring the quote up, but I believe he said it like, the ingredients to a successful man is confidence and ignorance. Using things in the proper sense. Like I said, ignorance, when we think of it as a bad thing, but it can be a good thing. Everything has the potential to be used for good or bad. It's how the user utilizes it. And ignorance, in my opinion, can be used to battle failure. Ignorance can be used to not succeeding in something, refusing. If you ask an athlete, I got family members that play football, and my cousin, he played for the New York Jets, and Jordan is probably like 5'10", right? Boy, I mean, he looks bigger than me, but he a buck 80 something. And I'm looking at people he hitting, and I said, bro, when he hit, when they when they won the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, he hit what's the running back Aaron Jones made him fumble. And I said, bro, how did you run into that dude? He said, man, I don't care. Like, no, he got to get hit. I'm like, bro, he been mowing people down, linebackers. He was like, bro, it is what it is. Either I'm gonna go through him or he gonna go through me, but it's gonna happen. To play at that level, you have to have confidence in yourself. Like people who excel in things, the reason they do is the confidence. That's why people succeed in life is confidence. And if you ask them, they ignorant to not succeeding. You hear like 50 Cent talk when he say, his teachers told him that he wasn't gonna mount up to nothing. As a kid, people telling him that he ain't gonna do. He was ignorant to that. Bill Gates, William Clay Ford, the Wright brothers, all these people who change the way we live, they did it because of confidence in themselves and ignorance to failure. They say success leaves a path. And a lot of times we overlook. That's why I say it's simple. Life is simple. We complicate it. We complicate life with our overthinking. Um, that's like I think even on this app, right? I've ran into situations where people people tried to like analyze what I'm doing, or how I'm doing it. And I understand because when you're interacting with people, a lot of times people show you different, people usually show you the best version, and then they snake you. A lot of snake stuff happen, right? Me personally, I'm confident enough in myself to deal with people and understand, I give everybody an opportunity. It's different, being on the internet because there's a lot of space. So I give people opportunity. Um, and I look for the best in people. But when they show me something else, then I understand they just not for me, and I move forward and keep it moving. Don't look back. But it's easier to do that on the internet than it is in person, because in person, um, you got to be way more patient with how you interact with people because you don't know, when people are right there to hurt you. Um, is different than being on the internet. And even like being on the internet, I'll tell you this: be patient with people. You don't have to tell people your whole life story, your deep, darkest secrets. You don't have to emotionally get attached to people right away. No, take time and build that relationship. And in time, if they for you, they'll still be there. If they not, then they disappear. I only been on here a couple months, and in that couple months, some of the people who I started off with, I don't rock with them no more. And nothing against them. It's just at that moment in time, we wasn't compatible, you know. But I don't burn bridges because maybe later on, um, we become more compatible and then we can rock and build together. But it ain't full. It ain't what it is now. So just move forward. I ain't gotta throw no shade at them. They ain't gotta throw no shade at me. That's the thing, man. Look, give me 1 second. Let me get some tissue. All right, my bad. Yeah. Let me say this. I never tell nobody how to defend themselves or tell nobody how to fight. You know, um, but on this internet, it's like I said, there's a lot of space, and it's easy to just stay away from people. You know, and I know sometimes people go too far, and you got to defend yourself. You got to fight back, but I try not to even put myself around people where situations like that may occur. That's what I do first. I don't. If I see that's going on over there, like I'm not gonna indulge into it. And it's how you interact with people too. You know, I don't interact. I don't open myself to certain things. That's just how I operate. And I'm not saying that a lot of people have, but what I am saying is this. You know what, bro? I'm feeling good. It's just I woke up. I put my son to sleep, and then I woke up from that. And I've been up all morning. I had to take the kids to the. Me and the wife had to take the kids to their doctor's appointment. I've been running around all day, so I literally just woke up probably about 15 minutes before I started the live. I was supposed to go on at 11:15 and fell asleep, so I'm still a little tired. And then I'm smoking this. I'm trying to stop smoking, so I switched over to this vape. And when I smoke this, sometimes my nose get to running. But yeah, I don't open myself to certain things, and I don't indulge in certain things, and I just stay away from it. But even then, sometimes you can't control people. So, but just understanding that, just don't put yourself. This YouTube is like the streets, and in the streets, there's certain areas or neighborhoods you don't go into because you ain't about that life. Same thing on here, I'm not about to go into certain, Tay said at one time, not about to hit a panel full of KKK members. I'm not. There's just certain areas I'm not going in, and then I got relationships. I'm cool with a lot of people, who do the roasting, and while they doing it, I sit back and let them do their thing. And when they building on other things, then I go up and I engage, and I engage with them. That's why I say I don't open myself because it's different. You know, it, Content creators are looking in the chat, and then if you say something about them, they say something about you. That's just how it is, you know. So we got to be mindful of what we open ourselves to. Even if you like a content creator and they going in on somebody, just sit back and let them do their thing. You don't have to engage with it. You know, just like I said, when I go over to Sis Eve page, she be going in. I go to Miss 504 page, she be going in. Um, I mess with Nation. He go in. When they do their thing, I sit back and let them do their thing. You know, I still support them. I still rock with them. I let them do their thing. But when they start building on other things that that the reason why I rock with them, when they start building, that's when I jump in or I engage. You know, so that's just like in life. We say don't play street. You may got family members and cousins who in the street. When they doing their street stuff, let them do their street stuff. When they doing family stuff or regular stuff, then you can engage. But sometimes you're even putting yourself in danger with that because of what they do. They are in the street. So if they're around you, sometimes the street might come to you. So you got to be mindful of that. I'm mindful of that. Like I said, I rocks with who I rocks with. I like who I like. I don't like people because other people like them or other people don't. That's just not me. I like who I like. I rock with who I rock with. Ain't nobody gonna change that. And I don't. Me personally, like I said, I'm cool with people who cool with people, and it's not the fact that I'm not cool with them. It's just I don't rock with them. But I don't judge that person off of them. If I don't indulge in something, I just don't indulge in it. If I don't believe in something, I just don't believe in it. but I don't fault other people. So yeah, you got to be careful, um, because this whole YouTube thing, like I said, is a reflection of our society. Unfortunately, um, that can be good or bad. You know, I'm hoping, building and sharing on here, we can take it from YouTube into real life, and we can do what we doing, in this community, what we do in Nate's chat, what we do over here. We can take this and implement this into our everyday life, and we can start building with people within our communities, start building tribes. That's what I'm hoping, because if regular life can influence this YouTube in a bad way, I think what we do on here positive, the positive that we do on here, I think we can take that into real life. It works both ways. This is how we choose to use it. Yeah, Perp. I'm just a little tired. I might. I'm thinking about putting this on private and redoing it tomorrow. Because this is how I make my videos. So I'm thinking about doing that and just redoing it tomorrow. Yeah, I got to look after myself. If I don't, me personally, I believe in self-preservation, and if I don't look after myself, who will? I can't help nobody if I'm not helping myself first. So that's what I always do. Make sure I'm in a position to help, because if I can't help, I'm not trying to hurt. Um, yeah, I really just wanted. I started to get on here, but I think I'm gonna just change the title to Chit Chat, because I'm still a little tired, a little groggy. And then I redo the video tonight and just change this title. Um, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I appreciate you, Perp. I really do. Matter of fact, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this, put this on private, and build on it tomorrow. Because I'm not zoned out. When I go to sleep and wake up, I'll be like blah 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 for a minute. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this and then pop back up for like an hour, just to chit chat. Then I'm gonna take my butt. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. I might just take my butt to sleep now, because the wife, she going back to work tomorrow. So, and check this out. We hired a babysitter, and she ghosted us. So my wife pissed off. She's like, "You got to be in the house with the kids by yourself." I'm like, "Man, I'm cool. I'm adaptive. I can adapt to situations." If y'all really only knew what I was, it'd be fun. Yeah, to be honest, I just tell people. I always tell people what I want them to know, but there's always more layers to it. Um, but I am the reason I am because of, life experiences, and I'm blessed to have the experience that I had and came through it all. But yeah, my mama told me to write a book, but I'm straight. I don't think I did nothing that the average person ain't doing in life. No, you can't, because people, like I said, I'm self preservation, but I'm not. Like I said, I use ignorance. I'm not ignorant, so I'm not ignorant to the fact, to be successful in life, you need other people. And like I said yesterday, when you engaging with other people, you should give what you receive. I wanted to do a video. I was supposed to do a video tonight on gratitude, but this came up in my mind, so I said I wanted to do this, but then I fell asleep. But yeah, being grateful, showing gratitude and appreciation. When you do that, that's an energy, and if you're genuine with it, actions will be shown behind it, and people will feel it, not only hear it. So I always try to show gratitude and appreciation, because people nowadays aren't willing to help other people, and I understand why, because people take advantage of people. But the reason I do it is because, like I said, I understand it, that you need to. And it's better if you I believe in everybody using everybody. I don't believe in abusing someone, but I think everybody should be used. Everybody got different talents, different information, different access to different resources. So we all need to use one another, but we don't need to abuse one another. We don't got to take advantage of one another. We ain't got to deplete one another. We shouldn't be doing that. Um, but yeah, everyone got to use one another. So I believe someone is, if I'm interacting with someone, giving them the same energy, respect that they give me, and then we can keep that going. You know what I'm saying? And we can constantly build with one another. But if I take advantage of, like, I use you for example. If I take advantage of you, then once you gone, who do I got? Who got my back like you do? You know what I'm saying? Why would I take advantage of that? Just the relationship we built. I know you got my back, so why take advantage of that instead of nurture that? And that's what I think is missing from our society. People try to use people up, and then they throw them away. Or I'm gonna use you to get to this spot. Then when you get to that spot, you got to find somebody else to use because the person you just used gonna remember you used them. So when y'all could have been building together and leveling up together, you just use them to get to the next level. Now you got to find somebody else to use, and other people become aware of that. You just go through your whole life being a user and abuser. You ain't gonna get nowhere. And if you do make it to the top, it's gonna be lonely. When I get to the top, me personally, I understand at the top there's a lot of room up there. So let's get up there together and enjoy it. And that way, if one falls, we have multiple people who can help you up. Because when you step on people back on the way to the top, on your way down, they looking at you and they watching you. Help from a position of love or don't help is my thing. Exactly. Like anytime I do something for somebody, and I mean, you get. I have people on here I know more. But anytime I help people, they'll tell you I've never asked for nothing in return. I do it out of the gratitude and appreciation. I play it forward. People have helped me, so I try to continue that cycle and to help others. And I don't look for nothing in return. Help is help to me. I mean, I do stuff and I do it out the kindness of my heart, and I don't expect nothing in return. You know, but when I get the love back, then I understand this is a relationship that I want to nurture. So I'm gonna continue. But like if I show people love and I don't get it back, I'm only gonna do that for so long. Um, because like I said, I'm being genuine. But I rather use that energy on someone who shows gratitude and appreciation. Because with that person, if we keep showing love back and forth, we can both grow from it. So those are the yeah. Yeah, I that's something I live by. Um, long as we in the same battle in the same fight, I don't believe in leaving people behind. I rock and I fight for anybody, long as we like minded and we working towards the same thing. But I won't engage into battle that doesn't isn't fruitful. If that makes sense. Oh yeah, we very similar. But see, Perp, this is why I enjoy building with you because it's not about race, it's not about belief system. In my opinion, when it comes to people, it's about heart. What are your intentions? Are your intentions good? Even, even people with good hearts and good intention, we all make mistakes, you know. But like I said, as long as the heart and the intention is good, those mistakes become lessons. We learn and grow from them, you know. So yeah, I appreciate you so much, Bert, because it's the opportunities. This is like the way we connected. It just shows that even though you're different, you can still connect with the similarities. And what makes us similar, I think, outweighs what makes us different. Our heart. Like I said, your heart is in the right place. I can feel the genuine coming out of you. Um, and like I said, a lot of times interacting with people, we focus so much on the differences. Oh, she's a woman. She's non-black. She's Australian. You're not even in the state. So a lot of our personal experiences are going to be different. But what's the same outweighs all that is our heart. We just good people, genuine people. We want to do good by other people. You can see that in people. You can feel it in people. And um, the the things that make us different, we build off of that. I can gain information now because you experience things I haven't. You look at things way I don't, so I can get clarity with different things. So those differences can actually add to, like I was saying the other night, us as people, we all like puzzle pieces. We all have a piece to the puzzle, and that's all we have. We don't have a clear picture, but when we start bringing those different pieces together, you begin to see the big picture, the whole picture. You begin to see the whole picture, and yeah, that's why I appreciate you so much, Bert. I'm gonna always throw your flowers, and like I said, I got your back. I got your back. But and see that's why that's why I enjoy interacting with you on here too, because it's an example of how two different people who never, who don't know know people don't know each other personally can actually build a good functional relationship. People question different things. Can you be friends with women? Can you do this? Can you do that? And people always say no because they don't have a working example. So I look at opportunities like this and I nurture them because people can learn from it. You can give them that visual now that they haven't seen before. It can be done. Does it take work? Yes, everything does. Anything worth it is work. It takes work to establish anything of value. It takes time. You think of a diamond. Diamonds aren't made overnight. It takes time for that coal to be pressurized and form the diamond. Rome wasn't built in one day. The pyramids wasn't built in one day. It took time. Yeah, but I ain't gonna stay on here too much longer. I'll probably go end this and start another one to see if people come in. But yeah, I'm gonna change the title. Probably put this on private and redo it tomorrow. But I appreciate you coming through, Perp. You already know. But I see you about 10 minutes if you come through. I'm probably just gonna have an open panel and chit chat if you want to come up. But yeah, I'm gonna redo this video. There's some points I wanted to make, and it's just my brain ain't there right now. So appreciate everybody who came through. Your boy just but this is the thing, Bert. I promise you, what's gonna happen is that's why I said I see you in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, my brain. I'm drinking coffee. My brain to be fully functioning. I am like a bag of potatoes when I first wake up. Like my wife Like when she get on here one day, she go tell you like I am a pure asshole when I first wake up. I have to drink coffee. Like I don't know why, but when I first wake up, my brain don't be firing on all cylinders. And yeah, she first thing like my wife makes a pot of coffee every morning. And before if I start talking, she'd be like, "Look, go drink your coffee, and we have a conversation later. I am not talking to you right now." But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what makes my wife perfect for me because she know me and understand me. Like, I got a real like if she'd say something, and I'd probably be condescending, you know, because I feel like you fucking with me, and I just woke up, so I'm gonna fuck with you. And my wife, and she tolerates it. But just like I know when she mad, oh man, when she mad, I'm gonna catch hell. So I just joke with her until she laugh. Like she be going off. She go from 0 to 1,000 real quick, and then I just keep joking with her until she finally laughs and she calms down. So we know each other. We know each other's strengths and weakness. We know each other what makes us tick and talk. So that's why we perfect for one another. But yeah, she go tell the story. Oh, I'm a look. I'll tell you like this. That's why sometimes I won't even come on here if I'm having a bad day because like how like I'm just being real. When I ain't in a good mood, and this is what I say. I know myself. I'm aware of myself. When I ain't in a good mood and I feel like somebody fucking with me, you think Nate bad? I'm 20 times worse. I am 20 times worse. So I know when to interact with people and when not to. Um, that's part of my self control and discipline. I can be just like I can be an angel. I can be Lucifer himself, and I just know. I have to keep myself out of those situations. But that's being aware and that's being responsible. Like if I come on here and I'm having a bad day and so a troll come in, I'm gonna have some fun. But it ain't gonna be in the sense that y'all gonna be like this dude fucking crazy. I'm gonna start saying shit like, man, I'm gonna melt the soul. So that's why I don't put myself in those positions to do or be like that because that can be addictive. Just like positive energy can be addictive, being negative can be addictive too. That's why I understand why things happen. Things are what they are. And like I said, I'm not vulnerable or invulnerable to the same things I talk about because a lot of times I know because I did it, but I've learned self control. You know, um, so yeah, like when I'm in asshole mode, I stay away from people, but I'm aware of it, so I do things to get me out of that mode. Um, I am, and I tell people I don't try to come on here and be perfect. I talk humble, and because I'm allowed to, I know. I'm totally aware. I'm an adaptable person. I'm gonna adapt. Um, that's why I always said if I ever went to jail, I probably would never get out. If I went to jail, I turned to a fucking animal. So I probably wouldn't get out. I probably commit more crimes in jail than I did when I was out. You know, I have that adaptive personality. I adapt to my surroundings. So when I come on here, that's why I try to create this environment somewhere where I can come, talk, be peaceful, laugh, giggle. I create an environment, and then when I go on, like I said, when I go on other people's pages, like with the roasting and stuff, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? I grew up roasting. That's a part of me. If my sisters and stuff get on here, man, I'm roast all the time. I don't get dark with them. But yeah, I'm a roaster. But I understand this environment. I'm not gonna put myself in a position where the things I do on here influence what I do in my real life. Because in my real life, this is how I am. I created the environment though. The bubble I live in, This is like I don't have drama in my life. That's because I created my environment drama free, so I'm able to be like this. And when drama comes in, like my wife was just telling her sister a story uh, about a cookout that happened 2 years ago, and I scared the shit out of all my wife's family because they never seen me aggressive. But one of her family members disrespected my dad, and I don't play that, and I fucking snapped, and I went from 0 to 100. And they was afraid I was gonna hurt the boy, which I was. I told him, you say one more thing, I'm gonna make sure you don't talk for a week or two. I was gonna wire his jaw. But they never seen that side of me because I never had to be that. But now you disrespecting my dad, like that's one of my creators. You got me fucked up, you know. But I am what I'm allowed to be, and that's why I say I understand. I understand myself. You know, I understand myself to the sense to put myself in positions where I can be successful and take myself out of positions where I won't be. You know, there's some, like I said, it's situations when I start seeing things awry, I step away. You know, you gotta be humble enough um, to know when to hold them and when to fold them. You know, when to walk away or when to stay, when to engage and when not to. Life is about being strategical, you being smart. It's about the best move, not the fastest move, but the best move. Always trying to make the best run. Papa Will, what up? Like some people say, you know, they say life is like a game of chess. Um, I take it another step further. If y'all ever played the game Risk, that's how I look at life. I don't only look how to keep what I have safe, but I like to expand. You know, and if I can do that without hurting anybody else, that's what I do. And if you ever played Risk, that's one of the most successful strategies you can have is a defense while expanding. And you know, in the game is a little different because you got to take over other territories. But I try to expand what I'm doing without stepping on nobody else's feet. That's how I apply that. So, Queen, what up? I'm just talking. I got the link. I'm just talking now. I had a subject, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I fell asleep and woke up and got on the mic and my brain ain't working right. So I'm gonna end up probably putting this on private and redoing this video tomorrow. But I'm talking about everything. I'm just talking about life right now. But I was talking about confidence. If you wanna, if anybody, I dropped the link. If anybody wanna drop their understanding of confidence and how it works for them, um, feel free to hit the panel or having too much of something or too little of it. Trying to find balance, you know. That's what I do in my life. I find a balance. And I was just telling Perp how in real life I'm an asshole. I am. You know, I admit it. You know, my wife would tell you, like, oh no, he an asshole. But in the sense of this, I don't bother no, but when I'm bothered, I don't like to be bothered. So um, I see you, Pop.
Hey,
Papa
I'm
Will.
waiting for you now, man. Look, you see my little background right there?
Oh, that's dope.
That's my little taste of confidence right there that I could get something real and put it behind me and make this
Right.
shit work. At first I had taken my 2 tripods and tried to
Uh huh.
put this heavy ass uh small ass baby bed uh cover on those 2 weak ass tripods. One side didn't want to support the other. And when you're doing shit alone, you have to have the confidence to get that shit done, as well as everything else that's going on in your life at the same time. You know, you know, uh, confidence is built, man. Like when I joined the service, I had the confidence that whatever they would have me do, I didn't know what they was gonna have me do, but whatever they had me do, I was gonna get that done because my purpose for joining was to get this $2,000 for joining the infantry, despite the fact that I had a college degree. They told me that after I got in there. I said, dude, I didn't join this off of my college degree. I need that $2,000 y'all talking about, and I need to get to California. And I had confidence that you guys can get me there. Just tell me what you need me to do, you know. And then I'm like you, dude. When I open my mouth, everybody want to attack me. They say, oh, you got too much confidence. I'm going to break you down. Jobs, military, crap games, family, everybody just, I'm going to break Butch down and then he'll be a servant to me. Like in, you know how I do these videos and stuff from ancient times?
Yeah.
That breaks the brainwashing that we've been all taught. Like, follow this scenario. I was taught that as a slave brought over here from Africa, that I needed to shut the fuck up because I didn't know nothing, and that I never was going to be able to lead nothing, or else I was going to get killed for opening my mouth saying what we should do to better ourselves. And my whole growing up was full of telling me what I couldn't do. And I think that's kind of what I just got here. But if you're talking about confidence, your children got confidence right now that they're going to get fed.
Right.
And depending on what their age is, they know they got confidence that if they pee a boo-boo in their diaper, that their vocal cords are going to enact support coming and making that change. And then as we get older, we convert that kind of confidence into what can I do for me? And as good people, we develop that confidence of what can I do for you? And you, and you, and you, and you. All at the same time.
And that's what I like to add to that, because that's one of the things I've learned over time. You older than me, so you got a lot more experience. So I had to learn. Once I got confidence in myself, I had confidence that I can help other people too, just like I help myself. And that only came with me having confidence in myself. And like you said, having confidence is knowing that not only can you be a benefit to yourself, but being a benefit to other people, and having awareness and the responsibility, knowing that you have the potential to influence people. So how do you use that? I think that get lost a lot of times too. People understanding that they can influence others.
Yeah, and that's the part that other people want to they want to destroy that in you. That when they see that you speak with confidence on you, they want to like when I was growing up, if we studied words in English in school, I used all those words all the way back home. Every last word I could use back home, I used it. And then I'd get back in my neighborhood and then get challenged on those words. Like, oh, you don't know, or what's the meaning of this? And how do you use this in a sentence? And I took that as rhetoric, because I already had the confidence that I done studied this shit. I ain't just making this up. I ain't just this ain't something I'm just grabbing out my mouth right now. I slowed down and I took this in confidence that I could use all of that. My mama used to tell me stop using those big words. I'm like, well, then what do you think I'm supposed to do with them? I go to school, I come home. Now, where am I supposed to get to use these words if I can't bring them home and use them on you? Well, I didn't feel that she lacked confidence. I felt she lacked confidence in me. I don't know. It felt like she was giving me some secret message that don't stretch yourself out further than you can cover yourself. If you're gonna put you out there, you damn sure better know how to cover you. I'm like, I'm not worried about covering, honey. Mama, I've been shooting crap since I was 8 years old. What do you think I think about people? I think if the dice hit, I'm hitting. I'm betting that you don't hit. that kind of mentality, you know. But I never really went at people thinking, "Oh, I'm better than you. Let me just use these words." I mean, I got confidence that if I say this, that it'll shut you up and stuff like that, you know.
22 showing confidence, letting that monkey play in his hair.
Is that 22? Finally,
That's
we get to
22.
see
He in
22.
the Philippines. Yeah, 22 in the Philippines, chilling, letting
Oh, I
monkeys
heard that.
play in his
I heard
hair.
that 22. Oh, look at that! You know, because that he knows too. He knows that breed of monkey right there is grooming the fuck out there.
Hey,
And he
look, well,
getting
you know, I sit right here, my nigga.
Yeah, that's confidence, brother. I ain't letting no monkey play in my hair, bro.
Oh
I
no,
ain't got,
would.
I ain't got
You
no
really
hair though.
would, man. I ain't got no hair
Well,
either.
hey, where, you too good? You too good to get your hair did?
Oh no, I ain't got none, bro. If I show, I got, bro. Look. I say this, you got me, brother, because I ain't even got half of what you got, and I'm younger than you, and now I ain't got it no more, bro. I ain't one of the people who hold on to stuff I ain't got. It's a wrap, bro.
Well, hair don't mean nothing. It's just hair.
No, it don't, bro. That
You
don't
get no
build
wigs in
confidence.
your life. You get no wigs in your life.
It's just hair,
Nah.
man. Don't worry about it.
You got no wigs. I ain't got no wigs in my life, man.
No,
You
I don't
sure?
do the wig.
I'm telling you, I ain't got no
Well,
wigs.
like one of them George Washington wig on your head. You want that?
Nah, I'm good. I cut everything off, bro. I got chin hair. That's about it. Everything else I cut. I let it go, brother. It's gone,
Q-tip
and I
from
let it
Tribe
go.
Called Quest looking ass.
Right. Nah, I look like Nick Fury, bro. Off of Marvel's Avengers, bro. I be rocking my eye patch with the bald head, bro. Nah, I'm Nick Fury.
Hey, you about
Nick
living your
Fury?
best life, man.
Yeah.
You the original Nick Fury or the new Nick Fury?
I'm the new Nick Fury. I ain't the original.
Man, I haven't got old because that dude's name, I just know. I love that man as an actor of having all his versatility. But I remember him way back.
Oh, hold on. What's going on here? The animal joint. Shut up. They don't understand the word shut up out here.
I know you. What you at 16 hours? It's 16 hours ahead of us, huh? So you're like at about 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
As soon as I got off the plane, I feel the vibes.
How long you been
And
over
I'm gonna do a show on American ignorance, probably in a little bit.
Or human ignorance? Since you're in the Philippines, can you incorporate them in there too?
Yeah, but American ignorance is also a big problem.
Of course, we've been brainwashed.
We don't have culture.
Of course,
We don't even know. Hey, we are prisoners because we don't know what to do because the culture's been killed. Culture is knowing what to do and not do in times of difficulty, and that's been taken away under attack every move we make.
Yeah, we've been brainwashed.
Oh yeah, it took years to get out of that.
Yeah, some of us ain't never. Some of us, don't let me get on my subject. Word, speak up, man. Stop me.
Oh no,
Yeah, I
go
mean,
ahead.
I feel it boiling,
Look, y'all
man. I
cook.
feel it bubbling because
No,
now
y'all
I've
cook,
seen
bro.
22. You ain't as old as I am, but you're a wise cat too, you know.
trying to get on your level.
I'm here to learn too. I'm not just here to talk. I'm here to learn. So y'all
Oh,
cook,
I'm not
man.
here. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to learn, man. I'm trying to learn to get down because we're gonna need that in the future.
Yeah, because
Street Scott, what up, brother?
I tell you, man, I think we're seriously running out of the caliber of person to represent us.
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't need representation. I agree with Navy Fuller. Every person needs to become a leader. You're a leader. I'm a leader. Word is a leader. You got. We already on the same wavelength. I mean, what could go wrong?
Well, you know what I mean. You know, public office taking type people. Because I ain't running.
Look, they're working against you, and the system, the designer work against you because look at the long run. In 100 years, we're gonna be gone.
Yeah,
it's a trick.
I'm gonna be gone in less than 100.
Yeah, human race is getting formed. We just chickens and eggs right now because you can see the incubators coming in. You can see everybody. Oh, what's going on? And then they're gonna turn on you.
Yeah.
I did a show.
The whole thing going there. That's supposed to be leading the world. Just the excuse is the president is goofy. That's the excuse why we have these problems.
Well, who put him there?
If
the president goofy, who put him there? More goofies.
Yeah, but
the goofiest.
Part of it is like you and I both grew up being talked to like the president was something that our parents had something to do with going to the polls and voting for, because we walk around saying that same thing. And what that
where's the people's voice now?
Huh?
Where's the people's voice?
See, that's what I'm saying. We got 5 generations of saggy pants motherfuckers walking around out here that didn't go on forward to Princeton, Harvard, Kent, or any other university.
Saggy pants is allowed.
Huh?
But now listen to what he said. Yeah, but listen to what he's saying, because that bill, I know what he built up to. Go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, but like I said, saggy pants, wearing your pants sagging did not start in prison. I heard that expression.
Oh, really?
Before it became something. And I used to say to myself, I hope that don't become the norm, to think that all these hundreds of thousands of humans are walking around with their pants all sagged off their ass like there's some importance to that. Broke ass.
Yeah. All saggy pants. The cause of saggy pants is just to offend people who got their pants.
Yeah. It's to offend society. It's to be socially orientated. Because I'll tell you. Like I keep telling y'all confuse me. I was born in 1964. Okay, I mean 1954. Okay. So by 1961, my pants were sagging. You know why? Because I was filled with money and marbles. Money and marbles was pulling my pants down. And we had them elastic belts we was wearing and buying pants that was too big so that we could grow into them. Them Levi's.
Yeah.
Get them, a little bigger so that we could grow into them, because Levi's could last so long. That was the whole premise of a Levi. Was that Levi would outlast Wranglers and everybody else's jeans. So you better give them a little bit bigger so you can still have them when you get older.
Yeah. It's like hand me down.
Yeah. Or some, because some of my homies that I grew up with, they got their brothers hand me down Levi's. When their brother got a couple extra dollars ahead. And his little brother was walking around looking like he belonged on somebody else's block, wearing them little phony ass Wrangler jeans, with the kid tennis shoes on instead of the Converse. It showed that you was broke. It had shit to do with your family, because out in the street.
Wow, that's all sagging in.
Huh?
That's all sagging in, proving that you broke.
Yeah. And it still does, but to cover it up.
But other side, I don't like tight clothes. Skinny jeans is worse than
skinny jeans.
That's worse than sagging.
Yeah, skinny jeans. I don't profile people.
They're like,
their appearance,
what's up for the skinny jeans, guys? Hey man, knock your shit off.
Yeah. The skinny jeans guys all spoke proper English, always showed up at school, and wore penny loafers with them. And a nice.
But you think it's just expression on a level? It's just expression, right? But it is not the right kind of expression we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
And I take you back further. Y'all familiar with Dr. Frances Cress Wheatland, right?
Oh yeah.
She did a study on book breaking. And
who?
Buck breaking during slavery times.
Buck breaking.
When they used to take one of the biggest, strongest slaves,
or any kind of leader they had,
and they demasculate them and literally break them. So when you said showing that you broke, that was a form of showing that the slave was broken in. They used to bend one of the biggest slaves over, and they penetrate them. Sometimes with the phallus, and sometimes with like rods and sticks, and they'll
Yeah.
make him walk around with his pants below his butt to show
Yeah.
the other slaves, like, hey, this is y'all biggest, strongest dude, but look what we did to him.
Yep.
And
And that is still a sign of confidence breaking, although, in some aspects of our society, you better stay strong, or else you could have a rod stuck up your asshole.
yeah,
They can do it mentally now. They don't have to do all that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They can do it to you mentally because, we've been lied to. We've been brainwashed. Let the truth come to your head, and your head will start to bubble because it goes against the brainwashing that's been stuck in there. I'm from that age, and I don't know, I'm going to accuse you of being pretty close to my age, 22. What's your name other than 22? I could call
Nathan
you
Drake.
22.
What
Call
up,
me
brother?
68, I'd be cool. But man, they used to imprint subliminal messaging into all the commercials that came on TV. None of them were clean.
Well, yeah, I'm hip to that, man.
You're hip to that, right?
Something happened, man. I was watching a TV show, and my mind just flipped. Like I seen the constantly dumbing down just how they were talking, and just how you can see it. Okay, we came up on The Simpsons, right? Now it's Family Guy. Now a worse cartoon is coming to totally derange the minds of young kids. Might have been SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
But the mind control is constant, 24/7. Listen any further. It's 24/7, 7 days a week, constantly telling you you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Confidence
Now
break.
we just by us being here talking like this, we enlighten. The recycle of rebirth, of birth, death, and rebirth. You know the cycle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is become enlightened. All I have to do is become enlightened. I consider you guys enlightened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did you hear? I'm in that cycle. I was born,
Yeah, but
I died, and I came back.
Yeah,
I did.
but now you're at a level now where you once you become enlightened, you're not coming back.
No, you'll never go back. Once you've been enlightened, you'll never go back into ignorance.
And if you do, you will never enlighten.
Your brain is just on a different signal, you don't have to understand the words a person is saying because you're seeing a picture of the words they're saying. And that picture should carry this way, but when that picture goes up this way, you know that this shit ain't right.
Right.
Once the light bulb has been turned on, you understand the signal, and you levitate towards the type of people that carry that same signal. And I don't know if this is true. Y'all have to help me out with this new theory, man. I'm going to say it's my opinion. And, science starts out with an opinion and becomes a theory, and then it's a hypothesis, and then you have to run tests before you can go around saying, hey, this works. FDC approved, works.
Right.
Certain people with certain side effects. But what I'm going to say is that I used to think that we were when it's true. I'm about to drop some brainwashing right now. We've been brainwashed to believe that, man, you shouldn't marry outside of your own race. And then we go, race. We're all humans.
Race is a false social construct.
See, it is because you've been brainwashed to believe.
You see the leadership problems we have in the United States. You know why? Because only certain look can be in charge. Now that's comes from the movies. Name a movie where you got a black hero and of any race. So that's our entertainment. That's just it's deep what I'm saying, but it's pretty simple.
Let me build on what y'all just said, because I believe this about
What's
race.
up, Nate?
Nate the Great in the building. I believe this about race. I believe.
What up, Nate? No, race is just vanity.
Yeah, I believe is a category, and why I say that is because categories are designed to separate. If you look at any category, it's to define a particular thing and to separate it from something else. So when we indulge into conversations about race, we always divide ourselves and put ourselves in these boxes, and in those boxes you have an ideology or a concept of what that race is. And when people put themselves in them boxes, they start to um, show attributes of that particular category. So we do have, that's just. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just telling you what it is. I think race is
Okay.
created to divide.
Yeah. It's attacking the innocent. Man, you need to eat those, man. I didn't bring those out here for you not to eat. Eat those, little buddy.
But it
But
is something that this society uses as a dividing strategy, because if you can keep
in the Philippines, there's no racism. They're not. They ain't wired like that. The status is money, not racism, and reputation. The status is not.
more classism.
Right back. Phone call. The status is your reputation and your status out here. And I'm gonna do a show on this, man. Man, give me a break. Give me a break. Hey, buddy, how are you? Hey, I gotta go, man. I got company.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Look. Man, y'all breath of fresh air, man.
Oh no, you're a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
But it's something that still exists, and we just I think people need to understand how. Once you understand how it's used, you'll understand how it's used to influence people. And I think that's one of because this when we talk in fact, yeah, people are from different races, but if we're staying with factual, like you said, this is not a hypothesis and this is not a theory. What I'm saying is fact. No matter what race you're in, you have good people and bad people, right? So if we keep focusing on the race and not focusing on the good and the bad,
I don't want to interrupt you, but I just want to give you this because I know you're gonna dig this. The Taoists say that's just a human condition.
yeah.
They said it's not. Hey, I gotta go, man. I got company, man.
All right.
How you doing?
I'll pick up on what you just said. You can put us on mute if you can, but if you got to go talk.
Okay. Let me get out of here, man. I guess you know what I'm saying. Having a ball out here, balling with.
Enjoy life, man. That's what
the terriers running around. They're out of control. They want to get to the monkey.
I'm not out of control. I'm normal.
I said they want to get up out of control. They want to be. You know how little terriers spin around in them circles and be barking their asses out, and they ain't trying to hunt nothing. It's like,
man, yeah, they got a pit and a German Shepherd, and my pet. But I gotta go, man. I got company, man. I got 10 kids out here giving them out candy. We was out here last time I was out here, man. PlayStation candy. I just had a ball, man. It was all waiting for me to come back, man. Such a good feeling, man. They didn't remember me. You know what I'm saying? A black man got some not status, but it's like they appreciate.
Yeah.
Well, you know, all over the Philippines, man, they know that their ancestors, you know, were Swarty people.
Well, you ever heard of the EITAL, the EITAL people?
Hey, I've seen that. I've been seeing that a lot.
ITAL, the EITAL. I met one.
Yeah,
I forgot her name.
I've been seeing that word a lot.
Yeah, black Asians with afros. First time I heard about it, I was blown away. And when I seen one, I was blown away. Like, what's up, sister?
It's what? What did you say?
ITAL, EITAS is the black Philip. They're not racist because they know they come from black. It's in they're teaching in school.
Right.
Now in teaching in school, they can look and see.
Mm-hmm.
That's who trained Marines recon how to live in the jungle. They come out here.
I got a good friend. He from the Philippines. He was born there, moved over here, and
Mhm.
he was like, you know why I respect you? Because you know who you are. He said a lot of your people don't know who they are, and it's hard to respect them. But once a person knows who they are, he said it's easy. He told me, he said, my grandmother, um, he showed me a picture. She was a black lady with an afro, from the
Yeah,
Philippines. Um,
E-Type, yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
he's
You
not
can't.
as
Yeah.
dark
So,
as me, but he
but
dark.
but 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 most Americans, Black Americans too, they just being stuck up. But that's their culture. I go out the street right now. Anybody talking unless they know you.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the thing I hate.
They're indifferent to. If you're a stranger, you're just a stranger. That's all it is to it. It's not no like disrespect. I have to over respect a stranger.
Yeah.
I that that gets me because I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised that you could walk past a person and not say hello.
Yeah, but
How you doing?
that's a white supremacy.
Well, you can call
Um,
it supremacy, but it's also a white fear.
no,
Because we
no,
go
no,
around
no,
thinking
no.
that
Well, pops, back in the day, if
well, that's what I'm
white
trying
people
to
walk on
that's
the
what I'm trying to
sidewalk,
say
you had to
this
be in the
to you.
street.
That's what I'm
And when
saying
you're on the
this
street, you
to you.
still got to speak.
And it is as law, it was illegal for a black person to look a white person in the eye as
All
law.
that,
But the
just like
people,
the German and the Jews.
well, that's another story too. But the
Yeah.
people themselves, where I come from, and out in where my Native American side of my family come from, they didn't have that problem with no white people. You say
Hmm.
if you tried to bow down to, girl, boy, get up off your knee. Come here, stop that bullshit. Come here. Well, you're white. I don't give. Come here, get over here. We ain't playing that shit in this house. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I can't. I understand it. I know it. I was brainwashed to believe it, but in reality, our non-melanated people were brought over here as slaves.
Like, let's think about it. If you
Well,
sneeze and
black
I don't say
person
excuse
was
me,
a
you could get
slave.
offended.
White people were brought over here, indigent servants, wound up in lifetime servitude as a slave. Now,
Hmm.
those people we see in these documentaries, whole family on the side of the road, going from here to there, trying to get work. Those people, if you talk to them personally, would all be able to tell you how some native person helped them all the way across, and that they have gone to war with non-melanated people that thought it was okay to treat melanated people that way. But that ain't what they're gonna put in no damn TV program. That ain't what they're gonna have no talk show over of how many white people died because they were somehow in defense of the black people that helped them. And I say that because like I keep saying, I'm a Native American and I got ancestral proof of it because I grew up with them people. And they would take me to their what they called my uncle and my grandpa, they didn't want to give me the real name, but they had indentured servants. But they was calling them sharecroppers. That they gave them land to work, gave them milk farms to work, and they worked it, and they were able to live on that land, and they were able to make money off that land as long as they gave my uncle his portion. They could do, what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But we've been taught it was the other way around. What the white man did for the black man, but the black man was here way before there was even such thing as one. So I don't, this is your show,
No, I
man.
know what you're saying.
You know,
No,
'cause
no, I
in
know what you're
order to
saying,
speak
Pop.
on
But
some
see,
things, in order to speak on some things, you got to go back far enough that you're before what you're trying to speak on. Because if we speak on what's now, like we were talking about saggy pants, I love Craig to death, but he said it like it was factual. That means that somewhere he's seen in a organized structure like TV, news, movie, sports, somewhere he had picked it up and it was locked into his brain that saggy pants started in prison where you walk around holding the guy's belt loop and your pants are sagging because you're a fag now. You're a penitentiary fag now. And he said, and all of that is true. But when he put the word origin, that's when you got to pull out your Webster's dictionary, because this sentence ain't making no sense. This sentence ain't making no sense. What origin of?
Yeah.
You got to be careful what you read. And, you know, like I said, the best thing we could do to change the pathway that people are on, children are on, is if by the 3rd grade, don't give them no cell phone, give them that big red ass Webster dictionary, because that's about the most trustable source right now. Because you go to Wikipedia, and if you're not a researcher, they got one after the other of shit that ain't true.
Yeah, Wikipedia could be edited, and I tell you, you know where I learned different concepts too. I know you're familiar with the Black Law Dictionary.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me help you out here, Word. Do not ask me about people and books that have you know birthed their information after 2000, after 1978, after 1969, because I won't know who you're talking about. But you talk to me about what their premise was in their writing, or you know what their structure. I can talk to you on that, but and I say why. I say why. Because we've been brainwashed to believe that Africa is our first name.
Right.
Africa is our first name. And anybody that calls themselves a learned scholar that has the audacity to get on anybody's stage anywhere and start talking and then reference us as African Americans is lying to you. Is lying to you. And see, long time ago, I learned that Black people are different races. And why? Because we're from different social economic structures on this planet. But I didn't know that such stuff was called like Sephardic, you know, and Huguenot and crypto. But think of this for a minute. We had Black people coming over here stealing Native Americans and hauling them off to foreign countries. Black people that felt that they was better than the people they were stealing because they came here with the purpose of stealing those people. And when they encountered the native, the native took it for granted that, hey, there's my cousin, you know, me and him, skin tone, got the same. What's up, bro? Oh man, I need you to come over here with me, you know, and I'm gonna read this piece of paper to dude. Go on and read this piece of paper to them as we move them down here to these ships. Where you taking us? Oh man, we're going on a trip. What's the translation that was given? Because you know this interpreter, he's already been grinded into being one of them. So now we got these Sephardics that come over here, and Christopher Columbus. Now the truth is the dude was a slaver. A slaver of what? What could you be stealing from Africa? He ain't never even went. Boy had never even been to Africa. He came right here, the old world, and stole people from here. And took them from the north down into the islands and put them on sugar canes and tobacco farms, you know. So his mentality was take people from their natural inhabitant and put them where I want for cash. Well, that made, you know what they equate that as? It's a race. It's a race of people that you know got that behavior. You know, we got Sephardic Jews, people that practice Judaism, but became a crypto-Christian, not to get slaughtered in Europe and make it to England and get on a boat, supposedly as an indentured servant, to come over here and run away and become who the fuck you was over there. That's a different race.
Right. But have you ever heard of the Black Law Dictionary? Check when you get time, check out Henry Campbell Black. It's a book about the definition of words used in law, And the reason why I like using this as a reference a lot, because a lot of the terminology used now have double standards, and understanding it from a law standpoint, because the law that governs our judicial system also governs us, and we're not aware of it. So that's why. But Henry Campbell Black, this was written in 1891. I don't know what nationality he is, but yeah, that's why I use that alongside with the Webster dictionary to get better clarity of certain words. But it's a good reference to understanding how corporations work and how the law work in general.
Now, like I said, now I may have read, but I know black law. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
If you're
Oh no,
asking if I understand and know black law, yeah, I know black law.
Eve, what's up? Yeah, it's not.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
It's not like it is in a sense like when they say, I think they named it the Black Law Dictionary because that was the guy's last name, but this is just giving us,
that's messed up, dude.
yeah, this is just giving us a better understanding of how words are utilized on a different level, like on a higher level. So when we think of, like, when people say police, right? Most people think police are here to protect and serve, and that's not true. Because when you look up police force in the Black Law Dictionary, it states that the police are here to enforce government rule. So now you get a whole different concept of what their job is. So we think that they're here to protect and serve us, and they're not. The police are here to enforce government rule.
Yeah. If having been in the military, huh?
No, I was saying what up to Lana in the chat.
Having been in the military, I didn't get this in the military, okay, but I can use the military as a basis for what the big picture is. You have martial law is always in effect, and to black people, let's just use the word black. I know black is a color, but when we're talking about the
purposes,
of us melanated people, that black law says that if you own property, including humans, you have a right to defend that. And the people, like you just said, you're the law. Common law says if this is my property, I have all the rights on this planet to protect my property. But when you're talking about another human being as chattel or indigent or slave, then the law changes, because now you got reparations in black law. That black people run this country. Contrary to popular belief, there's a segment of black people that still run this country. Okay? And the laws that are attributed to it are to equalize that. Just because you have melanated skin, you are at a lower level, because what your representatives, and that's a word they can use legally, is your representatives. That means that when this faction of people came to America, they ran into this faction of natives. And then this faction of natives became the spokespeople for all the factions of natives in this country. Like, there are all kinds of Native Americans that had nothing to do with nothing that went on. But when it comes down to this man's law, since you're indicating that it's this man's name, it doesn't directly apply to, black people, but it applies to black people. Because at one time when it was law that black people could own no property, couldn't vote, you couldn't do nothing. You know that the Republican Party was created by free black slaves in the American Communist Party?
Yeah.
But when was the last time a black person ran under the... Yeah. When was the last time a black person was elected president of the Republican Party. I'm saying it like they do on
Hey, bro.
and shit
Hey, Pop, you
over
can't
and
play
over
with
and say it slower and slower.
Hey, Pop, bro, look, you can't play with me like that because I'm buzzing a little bit. I'm like, damn, am I? I was like, damn, we got a hell of a delay. I'm looking like, hold on, man, I'm blown, bro. Hey, bro, I'm sitting there like I'm blown as hell, Pop. Like everything's slowing down.
Let me
Like,
get my little shit out, man, because I done already had 3 naps already today, man. I had to get up. The lights were still on in the kitchen. The turkey leg was still sitting out. Whoa.
Hey, Pop, you just said something. I listened to Doe Eyes TV. Shout out to Doe Eyes TV, and she be having Judge Joe Brown on there.
Yeah, that's a pretty close comrade of hers that used to appear a lot on KB's channel.
Yeah, and he was on there one day, and he was talking to, I don't know if you're familiar with Papa Duck, but he was telling Papa Duck, like, you need the right people to represent you for you to get what you want out of the system. And the game that he was kicking, like he was telling us, but I felt like an underlying message. And what you just said kind of built on what he was saying, because you said you got the wrong people representing you. So therefore, the laws that's written now aren't written in a sense that it benefits you. You need to get, like he was saying, we need to start grooming our youth to take these positions instead of entertaining. And
that's my case.
That, and you know, I watch Dan Calloway a lot, and he break down how the indigenous people get tricked out of not only this land, but the system that's created. We kind of gave it over because we allowed people who didn't represent us to start writing laws. So
you can go ahead and say melanated people from Europe. You don't have to, you know, I know the brainwashing is in there to think that white people did this to us. You know, so we say it like the way you say it, just in case the white man is listening and shuts your show down. But the thing you got to understand, that black people did this to us. European black people did this to us, and they considered Europeans, you know, on the stasis as white. You had Negro, Native American, white, and it was all the same ethnic group.
You showed that. You showed that in your shows, and yeah,
that's why I'm trying not to say that.
My bad, bro.
I'm trying not to say things like that because I don't want somebody to say, "Well, that's your opinion." Well, no, it's not my opinion. And where I come from, you can't be opinionated, and you can't say opinion in a university classroom.
Yeah, you got to show facts, and
you got to show the facts, because the professor will tell you, keep your opinion out my classroom.
And that's, you know, when you that's why I say it's levels to everything. So interacting with people a lot, that's why I've learned to not even overindulge, you know, with someone who doesn't have the information that I have, because they can only perceive things from a certain level. And that's no knock against nobody, but it's no point of me like I said, usually when I come with I share information, but when I come with facts, I come with facts, and it is what it is. So, but that's why I stay away from debates, because a lot of times people only go accept what they choose to anyway. Mm-hmm. So, but when you show facts like you've been doing on your series, you can't help but to take heed to what the information is presenting. And if you're humble enough, you'll understand that this is information. So, you know, like I say, a humble heart will understand that we don't know everything. So if somebody presenting factual information, you should take heed to it, you know, because you can utilize it and build off of it. So I appreciate the series that you've been doing, because a lot of the clarification, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't had too many conversations. That's the first time I heard you say Swarty. I was like, okay, I like this dude, because I haven't heard No one used that term in probably about 7-8 years. And when I use it, people look at me like, "What's that?" Then they got to go Google it, and and then the conversation become more open. But I understand, like my last name, we have an Irish crest. Uh, my last name is actually a tribe that derived from Ireland. It was a tribe of people. So, so like when people like I used to get in the talks like, well, my last name is Irish, and people like my ancestors were dark with reddish hair. Like my dad's hair turns red. Like when the sun hit it, his hair turned reddish. My chin hair used to do that a lot before it started graying. Like in the summertime, my chin hair turned like a burnt orange. And people be looking like they thought I like dyed it because there'd be portions of it. But my dad's whole head used to do that. It used to, when the sun hit it, it used to turn burnt orange. And my uncle used to laugh and say, that's our Irish blood. And that's the first time I heard it. Like my uncle was he was a JAG officer in the Navy. And then he ran the law department for Southern California, like not, USC, but for USC, UCLA. It was like 4 universities over there. He ran the law department. So, I mean, he very educated. He did our family lineage, and he traced our ancestors back to Ireland. And he got documentation where they came over here and worked as indentured service. But these were dark people. These wasn't white people. You know what I'm saying? And they was Irish, and they were dark people with reddish, like brownish hair.
And see, now what you're saying is what I was taught, but I didn't know that language until recent. Like the word swarty, I hadn't heard that word swarty or tawny or brunette actually used in reference to melanated people. Was before the Black Revolution, where we all suddenly became black people. Black people. My mama said, "We ain't black." I'm like, "Damn, mama, then what are we? If we ain't black, what are we? We African, right?" She said, "We ain't from no damn Africa." I'm like, "Damn, my mama crazy as 2 or 3 crazy motherfuckers, right?" And then I learned I was the crazy one. Because what you're saying is, on my father's side, I'm Scott Irish. Moore. Okay. You know who the Scott Irish Moors were?
Yeah.
The Sephardics. The Huguenots that fled, southern Middle Europe, that fled Spain when the Roman Catholic Church came through one more time. Like we was raised to believe that the Catholic Church was doing all this stuff to take Mecca or something. But in essence, it was black people against black people, running black people away. We got black people running black people out of countries. And them same black people turned around and came over here and started stealing people, black people, taking them other places. And like I said, I'm using the word black because we've been brainwashed on that black word, African American. African ain't had nothing to do with none of us.
No, and see, I used to wonder why is everything it's a reason. I still ain't figured it out why everything goes back to Africa when we inhabited. When you talk about melanated people, at one point the world was melanated.
See,
you can look in every culture, even Europe.
Every culture.
Like, what tripped me out? I'm gonna talk about this and bring this up one day. They start, is like the cities that we live on is built over other cities, almost in every country.
Yeah.
So like when you go into Rome, when they start digging under the city that's currently there, they start finding all these black statues of black people, start finding these portraits. Finding all these relics of black people. And it's like Rome was started by black people, by melanated people. We're using the term black for conversational pieces.
Right. Let's clarify that we're using the word.
Yeah, we're using the term black for conversational purposes. But Rome was started by melanated people.
Of course.
So it's not. So I don't understand why we so. I mean, if you talk about the cradle of life started in Africa, I mean, okay, we can say that. But what I'm saying is, we were everywhere at one point, and I used to get upset when people say black people sold black people into slavery, but understand, like, looking at your information and what I have read, I understand why they say that. But like I say to this day, all melanated people, all black people aren't the same type of people. We all different. Just like when you go over in Asia, there's different types of Asian people, and don't call a Chinese person Japanese because they'd be upset. You know,
Don't call a Filipino Chinese.
exactly. You see what I'm saying? But they all
Say Southeast Asian or something, you know. Oh no, that's Hawaii. That's Guam. It's the Philippines too, y'all.
But when it come to us, we all, and I understand because we don't know the information, but there's enough information out there now where we can go learn. So that's what I do. I don't accept what's given to me. I go get what's mine, and what's mine is information. And now we live in an information age. We can go get it, but a lot of us are too lazy to do the research. Too lazy to understand how to properly, like when you was talking about the Webster Dictionary versus Wikipedia, people will pull something up online and won't even cross-reference it, like, and just run with it. Like, no, that's one. You gotta cross-reference it at least 4 to 5 times. Like when you was talking about science and how to turn a hypothesis to a theory, is a number of tests, and you gotta insert and exert different variables to confirm it. You know, people don't understand that process of extracting information. And like I said, people are and this is the thing too. That's why I think we all have value, because everybody ain't gonna be able to dedicate their time or portions of their time to do a lot of the same things. Like, we all can't go and look and find out who we are, but the people who do dedicate their time and effort to that, listen. That's what I would tell people: listen and learn from it, because people are dedicating, like Nellie Fuller, Dr. Francis Chris Weasley, and John Henry Clark, Dr. Diop, Dr. Ben. All these people have did the research, and we don't give them credit for it. We try to find ways to not add to it or clarify, but to debunk it.
Yeah, and that was always the when I was going to college, we'd have these debates, like you're saying. We both had to know all the information, but one side would be anti the information. But you know what I'm saying? In order to create a debate, you had to have two sides.
Two sides
Of the same information, like going to court. When you go into a courtroom, the district attorney and your public defender, they both know the same information.
Mm-hmm.
They both are on the same narrative. But one side has got to be the side that goes for you, because the other side is going to go against you. And then when I moved up, you know how they have levels of education. Well, when I got my degree in ethnic studies, the study of people and cultures, that's when my eyes really got opened up to all these words, all these things about people. And right there in class, it was broken down that here, this group of y'all research this. This group of you go and get newspapers, pull up the history that applies to what the subject matter is we have going on here. And this group of people, you pull out the laws that existed on the constitutional level of what is accepted, what is wrong, what is right. You know, and I say accepted because the people that run this country decided what laws would be in the books, just like with religion. You can't barter, banter, or dispute religion depending on who's giving it to you. Because if the Pope or the Roman Catholic Church is giving you this, you see all the millions of people that stand outside that window looking up at him as God. Mm-hmm. Because when you read into their curriculum, the Pope is God.
Like a pharaoh. a living
Yeah,
God,
like a pharaoh.
a living representation of God. That's what the Pope is supposedly
Right.
represent.
And that's why it's Roman Catholic, because it was the evolution of the Roman Catholic Church standing beside the emperor, convincing the emperor what to do, telling him that this is God's work. You know, all these people got to get wiped out because God said so.
I said,
Huh?
and see, that's why I like building with you, Pop, because I like me personally, I think debate, if it's done right, is healthy because, like you said, is you're taking one point and you have opposing sides, and that can bring clarity if it's done correctly. But the way it's done now is not even about the information; it's about who's right and who's wrong, who can be more convincing. And that's why I don't deal with the conscious community because none of the like debates are fruitful. They not bringing information that can help people currently. They argue about who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah,
And then,
that yelling part, you know, like as
yeah,
a kid out on the streets, whoever yelled the loudest and the repetitiously was considered the person. Oh man, we got to follow him, man, or else he'll just yell at me the same way. It wasn't about truth or non-truth. It was about if you yell at people enough, the weak ones will bow down. And if you got 10 people and 6 of those people are weak, guess what's going to happen to the other 3? Because one person is leading that charge. They're going to either have to accept, bow down, keep your mouth shut, and go along, or we'll destroy you. We got enough heathens in our tribe that we send all 6 of these people at your house, and they will throw bricks, rocks, eggs, toilet paper, everything they can to get you to understand we're right, you're wrong. Here's another little point. I don't like talking about religion because every time I go to where I'm about to go right now, my friends and relatives are, well, I'm still a Christian. No, you ain't. Shut the fuck up telling me that bullshit ass lie. You ain't no goddamn Christian. You don't even know what Christianity means. Are you a member of Catholicism or Christianity? Because Christianity didn't have no teaching. You couldn't go to no university and learn Christianity. You went to a university and learn Catholicism so you could go around preaching the same agenda, that we're God and everybody else is a peasant. You know, don't play with the reality of something. But what I'm gonna say is this: the Catholic Church, once they had established rule, they took Christianity and said it was theirs. Catholic Church ain't created no goddamn Christianity. Christianity is so old that it's right up there with paganism, and paganism goes to the Greeks and the Germanics. You know, where they crucified people all the time, where they had people that was justice without cause or without meaning, and had these people over there wanted all your wealth. You're not entitled to wealth. Do you know that not too far back in the history of the annals of Black people, that if you was in royalty, you best be marrying a cousin. You best be marrying somebody in your own family.
In your own family to keep the bloodline, keep
the bloodline.
That's like even in like when you study ancient Kemet or Egypt, a lot of the pharaohs and the royal family, it was 2 classes. So you had the priesthood, and then you had the peasants, and they kept they blood royal. They they kept it in the family literally, because if you wasn't of royal blood, you wouldn't ascend to that level. You know, if you was born a peasant, you would stay a peasant. Similar to Buddhism, you know, you where you born is where you stay. Your status.
Yeah, that's your status. That will always be you. Your ancestors. No one will ever rise above this. But then in Europe, they did it. They pulled that shit off. They overthrew those royal bloodlines. Like one right now that's triggering me is King James, the sixth, the writer of the King James Bible.
Yeah.
Now, how did it go from from Queen Elizabeth I, who was Swarty, and her aunts and her descendants, and then we suddenly get down here and dodge the hijack about pictures that they show you. That's the number one thing you got to understand. Do not go by the picture. You got to read the words. That's why you got to have that dictionary. Because when that dictionary says Swarty and you don't know what Swarty means, you're going to keep reading like they're talking about white people. That's simple. That's simple analogy right there. That's simple analogy right there. If you don't know the words of what you're reading, then it is going to get you. Like somewhere in English, back in the day of English, when they was teaching you words in English, instead of sentence structure, they was teaching you words. It came out that the reason why you do this is so that people can't fool you with the words coming out their mouth or the words you read in a book or in a magazine or see on TV.
Reading comprehension.
Yep, reading comprehension. But if you don't take this, you're going to be one of them people they're looking for. You're going to be one of that 6 that'll go against that one person, like in biblical structure in the Greeks. You got Hercules. Now, Hercules is just one dude that can go around and fight a whole tribe of enemy. See? And not bow down to what that enemy was what its doctrine was. That's hypothetical, but the reality of what it's saying is, if you're going to be a follower, have the intention of becoming a leader. And that's how these governments, that's how these royalties were all got overthrown by something else. Like how did the British Empire become non-melanated and then come back to being melanated with Queen Elizabeth II, who was a Swarty? How'd that happen? Because somebody came along and they took it.
Yeah. And
then somebody came along and said, hey, I'll help you get your shit back. But what I want from you, I don't want Scotland. That's a rock. That's where you've been sending all your prisoners to. I want something more valuable than that. What else y'all got? Well, we got Virginia. We got colonies over in the Americas. Okay, I'll help you. But I need some land. I'm gonna need some land and some money. I want to be set up like I'm the prince or the duke or the earl. Because I don't want to say prince because I ain't related to you and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm getting close. Hey, let's take a mental break here.
Yeah.
Let's take a mental break right here because Lana, I wanted to ask Lana, because back here in the back you can read the chat, right?
Yeah, I can do it on my laptop. I can't do it when I'm on my phone though.
Yeah, man. The phone is only made for the followers, okay?
Yeah.
All the leaders got computers.
Yeah. But you know what? A lot of times when I hit panels, I'm on my phone. I don't have the luxury of sitting at the laptop, but I'm getting my studio together. Slowly but surely, I'm about to get the lighting in. And I got to get the walls done. But I think that's gonna be exciting. But
you are so deep. You are, man. You are so deep because you're just saying what I've been going through, what I've been doing too. That thing right there is just what you just said. The wall, get the wall straightened out, right? And I got 2 beaming lights. Like right now, I finally got the. You see how you can see all sides of my Native American face? It's because I got it ain't a studio light. It's like when you go where they're doing construction, it's a construction light. The old school kind with the bulb in the middle and the silver pan around it. I got that light going right over there right now, so that there ain't no shade to any side of my face. And also, people say, well, Papa Will, what is all? Those are my tribal markings on my face, in case y'all want to know. Those are my tribal markings that I inherited. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave Lana alone in chat. She gonna get you.
No, I ain't gonna do like that girl did me that one time.
Oh no,
Scotland and Nate, no rocks here. No, honey, I ain't trying to throw no rocks at you.
No, that's Nate and Scotland picking with her in the chat.
Nate's over there.
You know, Nate pick
Nate's
with
over there
everybody.
picking at her, huh?
You know, Nate pick with everybody, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think even this conversation, us explaining the information we indulged in shows why we have confidence in the way we speak about the things we speak about and how we speak about them. It gives a little clarity of what having confidence is, because you know, a lot of people, I think when you get into conversations about information, I think people take it personal because they don't have the confidence in the information that they have. Because, like, even when you speak about religion, people, I think a lot of those debates get heated because a lot of people aren't. I notice the people who do have proper information, they don't get emotional when having conversations about it because they had a confidence in what they're talking about. They did the research. They understand from their point. Like, I have had discussions with Hebrews, and we were able to get to a level to agreeing or disagreeing on particular subjects because they did their research. And you know, it's not me. This is how I look at religion. If it's making you a better person, utilize it. Just use it. If it's making you a better person, if it's adding value to your life, it's not me or my job to take that away from you. So, but don't push it on me. Don't say I'm a bad person because I don't believe in what you believe in, because now we're gonna have a conversation, you know, and it might not be to your liking because you're talking about something you believe in, and I'm talking about something I know. There's a difference in knowing something.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I got to throw up the crucifixion with you on that one, because that is so damn true.
Yeah,
you know, because people can say something to you and then thump a Bible verse. And you know what I learned about that one years ago? They was quoting the wrong damn verse. They was quoting the wrong scenario. I'm like, look at this motherfucker. I said, dude, that ain't what that says. Oh man, you just got it confused. Here, let me look at it. And then change the subject on your ass.
Yeah.
You know, like in their 20s when I was a teenager.
Because what they do a lot of times too is go to church and the pastor deliver a verse and give them their understanding, and all that is that perception, you know. But when you read it yourself, you get a different understanding, and you get and then you got to understand, is this a parable or an allegory, or is it, you know what I'm saying? It's so many different ways you have to look at it. That's why I say, if it's working for you, use it, utilize it, become a better person. But just don't try to force me to. And that's with anything, you know. Don't you, me personally, like when I say I come on here and I share information, I share what works for me. I'm not telling people this is how you should live or do this and you'll have a better life. I'm not doing that. I'm just sharing what works for me. If you can use it, good. If you can't, then oh well. You know, maybe it's, you know, you can, somebody else who
maybe it's not for you.
Value. Yeah, it's maybe somebody you know can get some value out of it.
But keep it straight. Don't go, because I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. But that's why
when I can join in with what you're saying is, in reality, you know, you're saying we both are saying the same thing.
Yeah, but don't
from my not my perspective, but from my knowledge and your knowledge. If those two knowledges are brought together, that's research. That's reference. You know, me and you, we don't live together. We don't wake up in the morning and decide, okay, man, we're gonna tell this scenario on people like they do at some places that I'm not gonna mention because it's technical with. But the emphasis is what you say is from the knowledge you gathered. It's not your opinion. You know, you have to keep your opinion at the opinion level. where
Yeah.
others that share like-minded ideas that you do, and y'all can everybody put your opinion on the table. Let's see if we can turn one of these opinions into a theory, and then if we can put that theory to work and get a 100% satisfaction out of that theory, then we can put that into practice.
And see that?
Then keep it low. Keep it low. Wait.
Yeah. See, Pop, you fucking with me again.
I have to throw them commercials in there on you, man, because I'll be truthful with you. I don't have this kind of a show because I'm trained.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
see, I'm still learning.
yeah, I'm just not some guy that pulled up today and decided this can be my subject. Oh, that's not true. Oh, that's your opinion. No, ma'am. If you pull this reference information right here, you'll find out the same words in there that I'm saying right now. I don't have an opinion on facts.
And see, I try to I only share an opinion if it's I try to I don't use beliefs. I try to know. And a lot of times, we all have opinions, but I keep my opinions to myself.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw no shade on you. I'm just
Oh no! There ain't no shade. I don't feel no shade at all. I'm saying exactly what you're saying. I think opinions ultimately, if it's not requested by someone, is worthless. That's just how I feel about opinions. I think they worthless unless someone asks, and usually people ask to get clarification. So, like opinions, like you said, opinions should be used to make it a working theory.
yeah.
That's how I look at opinions. So, like, even with people, I don't generally share my opinions with people unless the person asks. And I have to know their intention is to clarify before I even give it then, if that makes sense.
It does, because like we started out this conversation, some of us have strong personalities.
Yeah.
And people that want to be in charge of running people with a weak personality aspect to them would always call themselves challenging us as to what we just said. And then the next thing you know, instead of taking the position of debating it, now you're yelling at me.
They go to insulting because that's all they have. They don't have the information to combat you with, so they stoop to insult, and that's why, like, a lot of times with me, it's hard for me to have like conversations with people, because when I do, I may make a statement, or, like I said, I don't believe in things. I have to know, and then when you hit them with the information, they have nothing to rebuttal with. So the next thing is, oh, you stupid, or you ignorant, or, like you said, they get to yelling and screaming, and it's like, I'm not interested in having a conversation no more. It's a waste of my time. I'm not getting nothing from it. Have a nice day, and I move, and I keep it moving. That's just how I operate. I like to deal with information. I like to deal with factual information, and like I said, if you have an opinion, just be open to work towards a theory that we can draw a conclusion from.
Right.
If you give me an opinion, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, because I'm a trained speaker. I've been on panels. I've been paid for self-improvement and motivation speaking. And when I talk to people now, I'm not talking to a panel of people that have the same background I have. So if I say something and somebody, yells out, "Oh, that's just your opinion." Well, do you know that where I function from, literate people look at you as an ignorant person. So now I want to jump over here and help you calm down, keep what you just said to yourself, because what you just said ain't true. And all those people you're saying it in front of, they know it ain't true. So look, how about you just calm that line of conversation down and become more listening? Because I'm like this. If I'm talking and a combatant starts talking, I'm going to stop talking. Why? Because now I'm just going to listen to you, because now I'm deciding if I'm going to keep talking to you or not. Because I can say something in the next statements you make that'll make you shut the fuck up talking to me. Oh, Pop, why you gotta be a no. I'm making a parody of reality, but I'm using these street terms for you to understand that if you walk up on a guy with a gun in his hand and you pull your knife and he shoots you, and then you ask him, why did you shoot me? Because you pulled a knife on me, fool. You came in this conversation with inaccurate information, and then you tried to take over the conversation. So I shut you down to make you shut the fuck up. But you don't get the chance to explain that to a person that has gone there, because it's their habit of doing that, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I respect real strong speakers that can open their mouth and go from over here to over there for 10 minutes. I respect that. But if you say some stuff in there that ain't correct or ain't true, I only got two options. Either stop you and share with you what is correct, or shut up and get out of there before anybody thinks that I go along with what you said. That's fucked up, ain't it?
No, it's not. It's not. It's I think that's powerful, because I think we can learn from that. You know, like you said, the two options: either I'm gonna correct you and I'm gonna do it my way, or I'm gonna walk away from it. I feel the same way, because that one, like I said, it brings clarity, and two, it prevents conflict. You know, when you walk away. That's something I had to grow into, because, you know, when you come into information, and Pop, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure you experienced this. When you come into information, the first thing you want to do is share it.
Share
And
it.
then,
You know, that's all I've been talking about since I came up here.
what up, realist? And then when you begin to share that information, you're going to always have pushback. But like I said, I love the conversation we're having, because it all goes into confidence and how we display it. Because once I know something, it don't matter what other people's opinions are to my facts. So I have the confidence when I'm sharing information and people want to combat it, to either clarify it with you, or I'm gonna just walk away, because it's not fruitful for me to get in this conversation, because it's not no long. Sometimes it go away from the information, and they get into emotions and egos. And when that happens, then we both lose. That's how I feel. So I can gracefully at times, like you said, walk away. I can bow out. I can bow out, you know, and move forward. You know, I don't, my ego, me and my ego is at peace. I understand what it is and how to utilize it. So I don't use it to combat ignorance.
Yeah, you can't. You know,
I say it like that. You know,
I don't say it when people mention to me about my ego. My ego is to kill people. That's my ego.
It's there to defend you. So
that's
what your ego.
My ego is there to defend me. Yeah. And if I can't get along with a person talking to them, and you touch me and you're yelling at me and you're about to traumatize me into accepting your doctrine as my way of life versus what the truth really is, I'm ready. You know, I'm like Nate then, man. I'm ready. Okay, kill me. Hey man, give me your wallet. I ain't giving you shit. Shut up talking to me. Oh, you want them tough? No, I ain't tough. Just fuck you. Shut up and get away from me, because I'm set to kill. It's my ego. You fucking with my ego right now. My id, got me through life until I died. But after that, man, my ego is leave me alone, because I will fight you. I can like you like hell, but touch me while yelling at me like some people have done that owe me money, that don't come around me no more. That choking and knocking them around, they just wasn't ready for that part. That yelling at me and you owe me money. What are you yelling at me for? And then my ego snaps. It just snaps, because I've been there. I've had people try to take everything I had.
And see, that's why I can function on a high level on this internet because it's a lot of I'm just keep it real. There's a lot of space in between people, so
Yeah.
it's easy for me to function the way I am. But like in real life, I don't like aggressiveness. I don't like people loud in my face. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, I get into more of a defensive mode. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so even in life, I don't put myself around certain type of personalities
Mm-hmm.
because I know it's going to be a conflict. And to keep
Mm-hmm.
myself here to do my duties, for my family,
Mm-hmm.
I've just learned to keep myself away from certain people in certain environments because I won't function. I can't function like this. But on here is different. What up, Perp? You back? On here is different. I can interact with a large group of people, and like I said, I know when to hold them and when to fold them, and it's easier because I said like the space. But in reality, in like real life person, I don't deal with a lot of people because I understand the different personalities and something I like. I'm a real defensive person, like.
Well, that's what
So
I'm really
I'm a
saying.
protective person. I say I'm a
Yeah.
real protective person. So, um, in face to face, even a lot of my family and friends when they come over, they know to call me. You know, um,
Mhm.
they know to announce when they're here when they walk into my door because I got my family in the home, and my
Mhm.
number one obligation is protection, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
do that at a high level. And but like on here, like I said, you can interact with people, and I can, if I'm not, I can block people, I can shut, I can leave a chat, I can maneuver different. But like in reality, it's different, so like I don't want people to think like when I'm talking all this positivity that I'm ignorant to the fact that a lot of these things you can't practice in the way I'm telling you to practice it in person, but it's still possible because, like I said, you limit yourself to the things you once you become aware of yourself, you limit yourself, your interactions to environments and people that won't allow you to become what you're trying to evolve into. That's what I learned to do. So what I mean by that is I don't go into places where I'm gonna be on high guard. I don't go around people who I have to um, constantly analyze to see if
Yeah.
they're a threat or not. I just don't
Yeah.
involve myself in that stuff. I go around like-minded people who building towards something in real life. People who have things in common with me, like-minded people, like I'm doing on here. I like to have. I go to channels where we can build on information. I love people in the chat who just got positive vibes. We can joke, we can laugh, we build off one another. That's how I do in real life, but it's bigger on here because you can reach people throughout the world. But in real life, your range is different, so you have to be a little bit more cautious on how you interact with people. Um,
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, when I was getting my upper division degree in ethnic studies, the study of people and cultures, in the psychology of man, it, it's a well understood fact that there are leaders and there are followers, and you have
yeah,
to be careful about who you follow because they can only be leading you in a direction for their personal gain. Not
pops. Yeah, I would. Did I drop the link last night? Was I talking about that last night or the night before? Leaders and
hit on one of
followers.
your subjects.
Yeah, and I think that's important because you have to be careful because the people you following, they're influencing you, um,
Mm-hmm.
and the way they're influencing you, if it's not productive or prosperous to you, you're wasting time and you don't get that
Mm-hmm.
back. You know, so I've learned to only follow people who are grooming me to become a leader. Why would I follow me personally? This is my own personal belief. Um, I can't follow no one who isn't grooming me or leading me to a position where I can become a leader. I think I'm personally wasting my time. Um, I
Yeah,
think a leader replicates their success in the people under them, meaning that they can turn people under them into leaders. And if
yeah,
if I don't see that quality in a person, I can't I can't follow. You know,
me
um,
too. I'm like that.
I can't follow those people. And there's people like that in the world. They
Lots
just
of them, hundreds
they
of
want to.
thousands.
We all, I believe we all get our own personal journey to make. And along that journey, we go in the same direction so we can all congregate and come together and build towards that. But eventually, even that splits off. You have friends and when you're growing up, and you may have one or two of them, but you gain different friends over different portions of your life predicated upon what you're involved in. And when you get out of that, a lot of times, like I used to wonder, like, you be at a job and you get real cool with somebody, then you move on from that job and y'all ain't cool no more.
Or y'all don't talk no more. You still
Yeah,
cool, just don't
but
see them and talk.
yeah, you just don't talk, and y'all ain't the way y'all was when you was working that job. That's because that portion of your journey was over with that person. And I had to learn that in life. It's some people who I still rock with, that was from jobs. Some people I still rock with, from when I was a kid. But even those people, like you said, we still cool. We just don't spend that time that we did together no more. That portion of our journey together was over. And then like we into different things. So we're on a different path. But people will lead you and try to keep you on their path, even when your time of that portion of the journey is over. They try to keep you there because you're benefiting them, but you are no longer being benefited. You got to be aware of that. I believe anytime you're interacting with someone, both parties should receive something. You know, and if you're not, then what are you in it for? See,
I was
pops.
raised. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was about to say when I get to your age, I can just see how more I understand why
Mhm.
when you get to a certain age, you just know what and you do what
Yeah,
works for you. People say it's stubborn, but it's not. It's I know what I know, and I know what works for me,
yeah.
and this is what works, and this is why I do it. And I understand that the older I get, the more understanding to that I become.
Now, see, I want to tie those two things together with the last word you said and the first word you said. First of all, you have to be a great follower just to become a good leader. I learned. I got to be great at following people that are headed in the correct direction. Because I was in the military and I've been on islands in the dark with no moonlight and no stars. Just the canopy was so thick you didn't know if you were still on Earth. And the guy leading us, I had to depend 100%, nothing to doubt in my mind that all I had to do was keep my eyes on him, and we was getting where we was going. Do you know I grew in to be that person in the military? We didn't leave a company area unless I was leading us. And that happened to me in basic training and all through advanced training. I led all the privates everywhere we went. You know why? Because I had been taught to follow. And it's easy to follow people like my daddy. He worked on a produce industry, down on Produce Road in the shipyards, right? And he
Hmm.
taught me. You ever seen 100-pound bag of potatoes? Any of y'all raise your hands if you ever Perk,
I've never seen
Rhonda,
that.
huh?
Honestly, I've never seen it. A 100 pound bag. I've never seen that.
So just imagine.
I can't imagine. That's a lot of goddamn
That's more than
potatoes.
you can imagine.
That was 100 pounds. I'm picturing 100 pounds and then thinking of potatoes. That's a lot of potatoes.
It is. And it comes in a bag that's about 2.5 feet tall. But just imagine for an instant, you are 12 years old and it's wintertime around Christmas, and for some extra money, you agreed to go to work with your daddy down on the produce row. And just when your head got right up there where you thought you knew everything, Pops was there. My daddy was there to show me I didn't know shit. You know what he had me do? He had me go up in that railway car, take this. You ever seen them wooden with the metal wheel hand trucks?
Yeah.
Okay, you seen them, right?
Yeah.
He said, take this hand truck, go up in that trail car, and push this hand truck underneath that stack of 5 100-pound bags of potatoes. And bring you in that hand truck down out of that box car. Now remember this though. Do not back down because you'll get killed. Do not allow these potatoes to get in charge because you will be killed. What you got to do is you got to pull this back, brace yourself, put your thighs on the ground, walk backwards and control this 500 pounds of Idaho potatoes. That when you get to the exit, there's a ramp. When you hit that ramp, go! Go! Don't stop, don't hesitate, don't bullshit, don't monkey around because you'll get killed. Go. Them 500 pounds knows, this hand truck knows what to do. Them two things together know what the fuck to do. And they know this your first time out here. Now you're going to do it right like your daddy showed you, or you're going to do it fucked up and get your ass killed out here? Those are the only two options that you got. Catholic Church made that same option. Black people, Roman Catholic Church. Don't dodge the hijack. I ain't talking about no white people. Black Catholics, so-called, were making choices to the Huguenots, the Sephardics, that the Hebrews, the Presbyterians, whoever, whatever other religion you thought you, here's some food, take this food and accept Jesus Christ as your Savior and live. Reject this statue I'm holding that comes from pagan religion created by Zeus, that this is the sign of God I'm holding in my hand right here. That you would get this food or death. Convert. You got to convert, man. You got to convert to Roman Catholic, not Catholicism, not Christianity, Roman Catholic, because them murdering motherfuckers was all about their dollar. And if you was a peasant to them and their God, you was only alive because they were setting you up to get killed. I'm going to kill that. Everybody we put over here, kill them. And that shit carried all the way over to Hitler.
Let me ask you this, Pop. What you did with those potatoes, that helped build confidence. Once you did that or accomplish it, it helps stuff. That's why I say like experience builds confidence also. Once you see something that can be done, and you do it and you say it can be done, that builds confidence not only in that specific thing that you're doing, but it translates to other things because you know now that you accomplished this by trying it.
Yeah, and you know how many more, man, I went back up in that goddamn trailer car and got me them 500 pounds, so there wasn't no more. And it was me and my daddy and two other guys that was unloading this box car, right? And once I was in the rotation, I had to go up in there, get my 5, roll out of there, stack that shit. Because, man, if you didn't even stack it right and that shit fell over, man, imagine that 100-pound bag and all his cousins need to get stacked back up.
Right.
Can't leave 300 pounds of potatoes just laying in the floor. What happens with the 500 we're bringing in? They need that space. You're just going to let 300 interrupt what 5? No, you ain't. No, you ain't. You ain't that big. That's where you have to tell. That's where you be done saying something, man, make a person shut the fuck up. You know, because you're doing all this yelling at me and you're telling me what I am. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know nothing I've done. I've done shit you ain't never going to do. Well, I was thinking about how I was getting it done. That's how come I became a great follower. Because I could see whether or not you was going to do the right thing. And if you look like you weren't doing the right thing, I ain't fuck with you. So that's my segue, my lead in to say that all of y'all should be coming and spending them hours with me when I do those presentations. Because that's
Definitely.
not me talking, that's research. That's a fucking legend. That's a professor dropping that knowledge. He's dropping that shit. And the nigga is younger than me.
Hey, Pops, I don't know if you can put your link in the chat, but Perp, can you put Pops' link in the chat so
course I can
anybody
put-
watching this on playback can find
Yeah,
this
yeah.
channel and get the
You mean
information?
this show right here? Put this show right here on playback?
Yeah, when they go on playback, if people watching it on playback, they'll be able to access your channel. I want people to be able
Oh,
to
you want me
find
to
you.
drop my link? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a problem, man.
Definitely drop your link in the chat because, like I said, like you said, you did the research. Not only did you do the research, you bring in another young brother who is elaborating on a lot of the things that you say. So I think that's powerful if people can get that information. And like I said, me personally, I like to look at information. To have it to cross reference against the things that I know and to learn also. But information is how you use it. A lot of people, I think, garner knowledge or gain knowledge and they don't apply it. They just get it and know it and they don't utilize it. But that's how you get wisdom over time. Practicing the knowledge that you have gains you wisdom. But I'm gonna end the show soon, Pop. I didn't know it was 4:30 in the morning. But do you have any last statements you want to make on using
In 2 minutes or
confidence?
less?
Huh?
In 2 minutes or less? Yes, I do.
Yeah. Drop your knowledge on us, Pops.
Confidence is knowing that whatever it is you're doing, that you've done something in relationship to it before that gives you the confidence to do it now. I became a world famous car salesman from scratch. Never sold a car in my life to world famous at doing it because I hold the record for most cars sold while handicapped. That means one leg. I was on crutches, but I still sold more cars than anybody. You know why? Because I was already selling more cars than anybody. And that's what confidence really is. Like when you say about my age, you're as smart as you're gonna be when you're 68. It's a matter of what you add into it as you're gonna go along. That goes for all of y'all, because that's all I got. I'm the sum total of all my past experiences. You know what that means? That means that everything I've done is sitting right here in front of you right now. Everything I ever did is sitting right here in front of you right now. That's all I got to say. Awah.
Oh wow. And I want to add this to what Pop said. Experience can give you confidence or take confidence away. It just depends how you view the experience. Don't take losses in life. Learn lessons, and that's what's going to help you build the confidence. But you need the experience. Don't run away from it. And then you can use that confidence and translate it to other portions of your life. So always, always, always use the opportunity to learn. Don't run away from life. Experience it, embrace it, because you never know what you can do until you try it. I don't use the term can't because my dad told me a long time ago, can't means you won't try. So the more I try things, and even if I don't succeed the first time, I gain the experience. And the experience comes confidence to try it again and again until I get it right. So I believe confidence can be a life hack in that sense. So, but that's all I got for y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out, listening to me. Pops, I appreciate you because I'm going to be honest with you. When I first started this live, I was thinking about putting it on private and just redoing it because I had just woke up. But having conversations with you always not only wake me up, but it tickles my brain. I enjoy having conversations with people who make me think because I gain off of it. So So
That's
I appreciate
subjective.
you.
That's how I got it, but a lot of it was for me. You say a word to me, and I had to go look it up. I fuck around and wind up with a book on where that word is used a lot, whereas it came from, what it affected, and I can talk that way. That's why I say I don't do shows like you do, man. Because soon, man, people would know they're being trained. I wouldn't stop y'all, but a goddamn thing. It's like.
No,
Man, you got to stay up. I'm sorry, man. You messed up and you thought it was okay to keep starting up, but you got to understand that West Coast time and that Filipino Southeast Asian time, zones. I know you do, but hey, man, y'all get, man. This the best part right now is to drop some real knowledge on this thing, called subscribers. So, and get the truth about it. It's like breaking the truth about religion. It's business. Okay, here's how the rich people do it. They understand that the motion of that ocean, it only exists because of them. See, your motion of your ocean exists only because of you. So depending on how much of you take and make you, is how much you've left for somebody else to take and make you them. Or make them you, or whatever the fuck up thing they could do for you or to you or about you. I'm glad your page is certified adult, because, like I said, I got a lot of education and a lot of physical knowledge. And man, that 500. Look, check this out. Coming down off that car, that train car with them 5 bags, 100 pounds each. Potatoes was nothing until I went to my uncle's farm and learned how to take a hook and snatch a goddamn hay bale off the back of a hay baler. That was some shit. Because that shit almost snatched me back.
Yeah.
It's coming towards me. I snatched it, and that shit had its own mind because I didn't snatch it right.
Yeah. My people had farms, and I threw a couple of hay bales before, and that ain't no joke coming down off of that ain't no joke. But Pops, I always appreciate you, brother. Anytime you come up here, I'm truly blessed and honored, because it's the conversations that we have. I think the people can not only learn how 2 generations can interact, but I feel we set examples. That we can set an example, and that's what I try to do. I try to show people things that people say they can't happen, and I think just us engaging in dialogue and sometimes having differences of opinions, we can show the clarity and how similar our opinions are when we put them in a practical use. A lot of times because we come from different generations, we might say things different, but we really saying the same thing. And I think when me and you engage in dialogue, we show that a lot.
Well, from the first minute I met you, man, that was my destiny to know you on that level of, hey, man, in real life, you're portraying here in real life, back beyond and before what normal human, still ain't grasped. And when I say that to you, your response, is, yeah, you should fuck with me, Papa Will.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the secret Mason code, how it operates. I say this to you, and you already know what the real answer to the real shit is.
Right.
Are you in? Yes, I'm in. And this is what I can do. Bam, let's get to work.
Yeah, we get to work, and we bring the word.
Let's go.
Kalani, what's up, brother? Appreciate you coming through. I know you've probably been in the bushes for a minute. That's another brother I appreciate. Kalani, please make sure you drop your link in the chat so people can find your channel watching this on the playback. I'm learning different lingos from Kalani and different ways for both of y'all, because I need to spend more time with this, but I got the family, but like when you said, like the commercial breaks, and when you're having long lives like this, to give people mental break. I'm picking everything y'all saying. Trust me, I'm taking heed to it. I'm picking up from it, and I'm doing things. I might not show it in the next show, but I'm writing it down and trying to learn how to implement those ideas. So I say a couple months from now, my show would be totally different from what it is now because I have more time to implement these the changes. But I got a notebook full of information that I want to apply. Coming from you and Kalani and a lot of other content creators that I appreciate that, take the time out and give me the constructive criticism to help me build my product to be more useful to me and the way I can get the information out to people more clear and more entertainment, because when I come on here, I haven't even really thought about entertainment. I just literally thought about coming on here, talking, giving information and get off. But adding entertainment to it can only make the product better. So I'm taking heed to all that, to everything that y'all say. I appreciate y'all because, like I said, at the end of the day, the love and support y'all show me, y'all don't have to. So I'm grateful for that, and I try to show that any chance I get. That's why I always throw flowers at y'all. Kalani, you missed it. Papa Will was up here fucking with me. He was talking slow. I thought I was high and tripping. I'm like, and then he started moving his lips, and I'm looking like, is he on mute? Am I tripping? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Papa Will got me a couple times tonight. Well, let me end the show because I'll be up here all night talking. I got to get up in a couple hours. The wife's starting work back tomorrow, so I got the babies all day. So let me get some rest now because I know they're going to kick my butt later. But I appreciate you, Pop. I'll probably have an open panel tomorrow, and we can just get up here and have conversations because I think even doing that, the information we produce just off of general conversation, I think can still be helpful and you and people can still find use out of it because when we get together, we come with the intentions to build. And I think that's important too. When you come together with people, have a purpose. And I think
That's
our
the
purpose,
reason.
yep. And I think our purpose is righteous. And so I enjoy it. And Kalani, I hope you can hit the panel tomorrow. Like I said, we just have an open discussion. We can talk about anything because, like I said, just us getting together with the intentions to build and bring information to help people. We can talk about anything and do that. But that's all I got for y'all. I appreciate y'all coming out rocking with me. Remember what I always say. Pay attention to how you feel. Care about how you feel. Because those emotions eventually affect our perception and the way we think. So if you're aware of how you feel when you feel, you can make better decisions. But that's all I got. This has been a word. Like I said, thank y'all. If you're watching this on playback, please give me a like. If you're new, hit that subscribe. Turn on the notification bell because when we go live, we get live. But this the word. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Good night. Good morning.
Good night, brother.
And have a great day, y'all. I guess Kalani ain't got no show going on right now. So
I know that's what I'll be looking for to see.
yeah, that's what I was hoping he'd say. Well, here's a link. Come on over here and see me. Yeah, let's continue talking because Pops is up and he's awake and ain't no telling what he might say. So good night, y'all.
Good night. I see you, brother.